This is Steve Downs, the voice of Master Chief, Sierra 117, and you're watching Xbox Ultimate. Now, finish the fight. Chief out.
Hello, everybody. What is going on? We are live for Xbox Ultimate Podcast. This is episode number 46. E3 has happened. E3 is over, and we have an amazing show lined up for you today because we have two amazing guests as well as 6 of the 7 here. Before we go into introducing our amazing guests, I want to give a shout out to the person you see that is actually missing today. That is our dude 3-Bit. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly why he's not here right now, but I just want to. He can share that when he wants to. But dude, we love you, thinking about you, and we do miss you, man. So hopefully you're in good spirits right now, dude, and we'll see you again sometime soon, bro. Now, getting that out of the way. We do have 2 awesome guests here as well. Now, we're going to go first to a first-time guest on the podcast. Now, this dude is pretty incredible because he was just like in one of our chats, and sometimes we'd pop in our chat sometimes and kind of start talking about some of this, some like really like intricate like investment type stuff, and like really knows his business and everything. And it's like, man, he's making me feel like an idiot, you know. And he's in the chat because he's like so well thought out and everything. And then I was like, hey, dude, you want to pop on? So he popped on one of our streams, and he did such an amazing job. I wanted to see if he wanted to come on the podcast sometime, and he said yes, and it's made me super happy that he's here. So I think once you guys get a taste of what he has to offer, maybe you'll see him being on some more podcasts around here, and I hope so. But I want to give everybody a warm welcome to CMBR, also known as Ray. What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Man, thank you so much for having me on, for inviting me onto that late night chat to talk about WB and sort of the acquisition with Discovery. It was a lot of fun. And just a big thank you to the entire Xbox Ultimate crew for inviting me on and welcoming me into the show tonight. I'm super excited. So thank you very much.
Yeah, man. And you actually write a little bit for a website. Is that right also? Is that like constantgamer.com, or I forget exactly what it is you did besides?
Yeah, sorry, my audio cut out for just a second there, man. So yeah, I used to write for constantgamer.com, that's correct, but the owner of that website has shifted focus. He's not doing general news anymore. And I want to give a quick shout out to a guy in the chat, Flame, also known as Joe Repko. He and I both transitioned from Constant Gamer to writing for the lordsofgaming.net. So you'll be able to catch our articles, news, analysis over there. And I focus primarily on financial reporting for companies in the video game space. So thank you.
Yeah. That is awesome, dude. So congrats on that. And looking forward to actually checking out your stuff. lordsofgaming.net is pretty freaking incredible. They got a lot of good people right now. This guy, I was afraid... I saw he was like on his way to the hospital, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like Bomber, man, dude, I gotta make sure before you die you get on the show, you know. So right. I hit him up, and I was starting to get worried about him, you know. Turns out he just had a bug bite, and he went to the ER. So you know, it is what it is. He's okay, everybody. But we do.
It's okay, you'll rub down my leg later. It's fine.
It was funny though, because I thought that Bomber was on the show like 3 or 4 times already, just because like it always seems to be around somehow or some way. He's amazing. But like, dude, I sent out the bat signal, and he showed up. He left the hospital to show up for us. So he put some aloe vera on it. It's okay now. You know,
it's all good.
That calamine lotion good enough?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's up, Bomber?
The lotion kind of missed my leg though for some reason. Really weird.
Those damn mosquitoes in Alabama, man.
Dude, they're mean. I'm telling you. They drink that moonshine, and that's all it is, baby.
They're ready to fight.
Absolutely. But no, I mean, I appreciate, of course, the welcoming committee here. I mean, this is, one of my favorite places to hang out anyway, especially the few crazy nights of Rocket League and Halo nights. So of course, my first time actually being on the podcast. So that's the fun part. So definitely ready to get into some topics. Absolutely. So.
Heck yeah, dude. Well, thank you for being here. And before we get
thank you.
The rest of the crew here, I want to read this $5 super chat because it's from a colleague of our dude Ray here. It's from Flame, aka Joe. It's $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. He says, giving a $5 to celebrate a full show of my colleague Ray on this show, but everyone else is okay, I guess. I don't know who this Pong guy is though. Right on. I love that. Those
He's
are my favorite.
not as popular as the rest of us, but
yeah, it's just,
he's getting there.
I sneak in every week.
Yeah.
Somehow.
He's an up and comer.
He's up and comer. He's snuck onto every podcast now, I think.
I know. Funny how people keep leaving the door open for me. I don't know what happens.
You must be pretty good at it.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, pretty good at sliding in the back door.
It's called luck, Bobber. It's called luck. Oh shit!
And then first in my heart is my lovely wife, Kaitlin. Hey, baby, how's it going?
Going good. I'm excited that Bomber and Ray are here, and yeah, I miss 3-bit though.
Yeah. It does suck. We feel like we miss his smiling face around here. And then we have the extraordinary AssassinLupa. But before you say anything, Lupa, we have a special intro for you.
Uh-oh.
AssassinLupa is in the house. She's howling her way into the podcast. What's up, Lupa? How's it going?
You nutter. I'm good, thank you. I'm glad to be here. Looking forward to what we got to chat about, and let's go.
Heck yeah. And then we have the Lady AF, who is very, if you guys don't know what her favorite movie is of all time, it is actually on her timeline. Go check that out right now. It is a...
Interesting. I haven't watched it yet.
I don't know if it ever got a sequel, but Lady is petitioning for a sequel to that movie. So, hey, Lady, what's going on?
Not much. I'm excited to be here. It is Friday. I'm excited to be with the fam. I do miss 3-bit. And I'm excited to talk with Ray. I think we are Twitter mutuals for a while now, I think. So it's nice to finally get to chat with you. I don't think I catch you all in the chats very often in the actual chats, or maybe I do, and I'm just struck.
No, I think I'm usually on late, but yeah, you're right. I was very happy to chat with everybody on here. So thank you.
Yeah. And then Bomber, of course. I mean, that's just my boy. He's my hype man. I just get random messages from Bomber like, "You're awesome." I'm like, "Yes." Folding laundry.
Just what I do, That's what
Bomber's
friends do,
When he's not getting attacked by yellow jackets and wasp, he is
this
very
is the first
supportive.
time in 36 years. Like, come on.
Well, that's what you get. You ran over their nest with a lawnmower.
Yeah, I know, douchebags.
Come on.
They're fault for running in the ground. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's true. That's weird. I'm used to those things being like on the wall or something,
No, not yellow jackets.
Yeah, yellow jackets like to burrow.
No,
But what was that movie called? That lady?
Game of Bones.
That was Game of Bones.
Winter is coming.
Winter is
Now,
coming.
Lady, is that your favorite show because you're a fan of disappointing finishes?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
I was
Good
gonna
one.
say, they are working on a sequel.
You know what
Actually,
the sad
that
part
ending-
is? I've actually
that
seen
ending's
that
pretty
movie.
good.
Like
The
I
ending's pretty
laughed.
good, though.
It was
Is
like
it a happy? Is it a happy
watch.
ending?
I didn't watch it for like why people watch those movies. It was just like, what the fuck is this? I have to watch this. And
They're
it was
making
hilarious.
a sequel. They just haven't wrapped it up, but they're gonna finish soon.
I like it. I like it.
Nice.
I'm actually filming it this afternoon.
Oh.
Is that what happened?
Your leg was so swollen.
Hey guys,
Now we know why he's poorly.
Injuries on the job, man. It's okay.
that wasn't his leg that was swollen.
Oh, it was his third.
That was his middle stump.
Oh.
And then we have Psychonauts.
Stomp is right. Stomp is right.
No, I'm just kidding. We have the mellow fellow from outer space, the one, the only Psychonauts. What's up, dude? How's it going?
Everything's going pretty well so far. I definitely missed 3-bit. So it's been a crazy week though, out this way. So a lot of highs and lows, but it's Friday, so it's exciting. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Talk about
Another
all the
weekend.
good stuff. Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. And then we have this guy that just like ends up every time I turn on a podcast, even when it's one I think he's like he's not going to be on. He's like I'm sitting there just hanging out, and then all of a sudden I think I'm in a party chat with my dude Pong, and I realize no, I'm because I'm listening to him on a podcast that I didn't even know he's going to be on. What's up, Pong? How's it going, dude?
Hey, look at this. It's first of all, 3-bit. Love you, brother. I can't wait to get you back, man. So hang in there, and you need anything, you reach out. But otherwise, man, Friday, man, E3 hype is still just flowing through my veins right now, right? So I have been pumped. I have been living the podcast life. I've been whoring myself out everywhere. So here I am tonight with my family. So, but no, it's awesome. It's awesome to finally have CMBR on the show. One of my chat brothers that I have been, obviously always seeing in chat. So it's awesome to get him here. Can't wait to hear his thoughts. And of course, Bomber. Of course, we got to have Bomber on here. And it wouldn't be a Bomber day unless he was injured. So let's get him on here. We'll make him forget about his bug bite and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
So let's go. We got a lot of good topics.
Heck yeah. Do we? I didn't write
Do
it
we?
down. No, we have a lot. We have a lot because you know what? We didn't really need to write anything down after this past week because we had like there was a lot of anticipation going into this E3 for Xbox, right? And this is an Xbox podcast. This is what we're going to talk about, right? There's a lot of anticipation, a lot of people saying they need to deliver, they need to do this, they need to do that. The Halo needs to look like this, Halo needs to do that, this needs to be like this needs to do that. And it's like, okay, well, we know Halo's going to be there, Starfield's going to be there, and Forza Horizon 5's rumored is going to be there. But what they delivered at that showcase, I think, unless you're just purposefully being a hater, was actually going far beyond what pretty much most people expected, right? And it's not just with all of the announcements. It's not just with all the new games that were announced. It's not just with that stuff. But it's also how they looked. That's new for Xbox, where people can't really go into it and say, oh man, but it looks kind of like crap, it looks kind of like that. There's none of that with this show. People are trying to figure out if it's real or not. That's what's going on with this, right? So they just like came out and they delivered, and they pretty much shut down any naysayers on a lot of different. They like checked a lot of boxes for people, right? So I kind of want to get like the overall impressions from like how Xbox delivered with that show, and we'll start with Bomber before he dies. So
Stop saying that.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna die, at least not tonight. Anyway, at least they gave me at least 24 hours. So.
Right. This is his Make-A-Wish
good.
night, so he's got 24 at least.
All right. So E3. I mean, Xbox did all right. I mean, I guess a 1 out of a 10, maybe. I mean. Add a few. No, they, and I've said it multiple times, killed it. I personally, I mean, especially as a digital only event, killed it, destroyed it, did better than anybody's done on a digital event. I even think it's better than most of their physical events. Granted, I've never been to a physical, so I know that's different. But man, Xbox delivered. I mean, they did, and kind of like literally what you just said, Mav, for the people that are like, oh, they sucked, it was terrible, they hated Xbox anyway, so I don't even look at them as any good information throwers, so I'm not gonna even worry about them. But no, Xbox did exactly what they were supposed to do, and they did it. And oh my god, the pacing, that is something that I will say that blew me away more than anything, was their pacing. So
yeah,
of course,
yeah,
Halo,
really good pacing.
Like, oh my god, And
Is there
me,
one specific
yeah,
thing that just like caught you? Because you're not a Halo guy, right? You
no,
know what I mean?
not at all.
I've tried to
Like,
convert you
at all. You tried converting me.
unsuccessfully.
It was a rough patches, and then
He still does better than
Ains,
me.
you know, he tried, and you know, it didn't work out so much for me. And but literally watching the multiplayer thing, I understand the campaign stuff. Really, I don't even care for that either. But the multiplayer stuff, it just caught my eye. Just everything it was doing, the way it just looked phenomenal. It going back to old school, literally the first Halo with the original announcer, stuff like that. That is what is freaking pretty cool too. I love the fact that each person has their own AI able to talk to you too during the battle. I also think that's pretty badass. But really what stood out to me, of course, and which I know that a lot of people are going to say this, is the grappling hook. You don't have the thruster anymore, so you have this grappling hook that you can do so much with. And just watching, granted, I'm not going to do half the stuff those people were doing because those are the devs and everything else that are running around that freaking map. But at least I have something to look forward to that I'm like, look, I could try, because hey, guess what? There's a freaking bot lobby that I can put myself in and get better if I can't play with friends. You know what I mean? Like, and I love that. Like, I really do. I think that's probably one of my favorite things about it. But
Can I
no,
butt
it,
in real quick and say that Bomber's going to say that he's not going to be able to do these things, and within 2 hours,
Yeah,
he will be able to do it like so well, because that's what Bomber does. He'll say, I suck at this game, and then like have like 80 kills more than anybody else. So
yeah.
Look, I have told myself I'm going to try my hardest to get into this game, just because the Xbox did what it was supposed to do. And that's my personal opinion. Took a person that doesn't like Halo, truthfully, like I can care less. I'd rather play Call of Duty every day than play Halo, to make me want to play Halo instead of COD and Battlefield. Like, literally, like in Battlefield, of course, I'm still kind of hating on it, but no, like Halo, it did something. I don't know. They hit just a lot of notes. The guns, the vehicles, I don't know. It all just looked great. Of course, that one shot, I know I keep going on Halo, but the one shot they had with the pistol, the dude that like one shots that one guy, and the way he falls and the way the gun falls, like it's not super ragdoll terrible looking. It's the physics looked phenomenal. And I think that's what gets missed. A lot of people do not look at that. A lot of people just think, oh, it's just Halo. It's going to be the ugly looking Halo that it's always. No, no, it's not. And you can look, and I know you've posted it. I know so many people have posted the comparisons of what they showed last year versus what they showed now. And oh my God, yeah, they put in some work, and thankfully they did, because I think they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, dude. You know, this is music to my ears to hear HR Bomber saying these things about
I'm turning
Halo.
a new leaf, man. It's kind of weird. I'm getting a little sick, turning green. I'm turning
I've
into
heard it so much this week too. I've heard from Wilmy, Leo, like all of them. They're like, I can't wait to play Halo. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to Game Beyond the Box chat right now?
But
that's crazy.
But that's a testament to what they did to show that game off. And and I think that's a good thing. You took people that are kind of critical against it and don't really care for it, want to play it. Granted, we may still suck at it, and we may still hate it when we get to play it, but we will still try it out. Like, that's the difference. Like,
and it's gonna be free.
Well,
and the barrier is 0, so there's no excuse not.
Oh,
to
dude,
try it,
that's exactly.
Ray is before we get to Ray real quick, I got 2 super chats to get to from some awesome people. First off, KY Bob with the $5 super chat. How's it going, Bob? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you, appreciate it. Says Flight Sim 2020, Forza Horizon 5, and Infamous multiplayer shown on the Series X just left everyone's jaws on the floor. Effing around, Xbox is not! ! That's true, dude. Some of the best graphics, the best graphics I've seen, period, on anything. I'm just gonna say it, you know. Then Hertog Vin with the $5 super chat. What's up, Hertog? And he just simply says, Sega. Hey,
of course he does.
Hopefully you'll get that Skies of Arcadia
her
game eventually, dude. Shout out to you, man. Now, Ray, is there like one in particular thing that stood out to you from that showcase, or is there like overall feeling that you have walking away from that kind of changed your outlook on things?
Well, I came away from the show just reinvigorated in my choice to get a Series X for this generation. Without getting into too much of the weeds or the details, I missed all of last gen. I never had a Wii U. I didn't have a Xbox One or a PS4. And so I'd taken like a 10-year break from playing video games. And I came back to it with fresh eyes. I kind of just looked at where both companies were. And I thought, I think I'm going to take the Xbox as my horse. It was a fairly easy decision. I mean, I played the 360 pretty consistently back, 2 generations ago. But what got me excited is the tweet that Xbox Wire put out where they showed the roadmap for the end of this year. 18 games going into Game Pass day 1, starting in June all the way through December. And some phenomenal games, and some smaller games that are going to really fill out and round out a lot of playtime hours. It just gets me excited to be a member of Game Pass on the Xbox ecosystem. Yeah, that doesn't take anything away from any other companies that are producing great games, but
yeah, exactly.
It just reinvigorates my decision. Like I think it reinforces. For me personally, yeah, I made the right choice. So that was my big takeaway. You guys are talking about Halo. I was never a huge Halo guy, but been trying that recently on the Master Chief Collection. Fallen in love with that. It's just, I don't know what more we could have asked for that wasn't pie in the sky. Like, oh, I'd love them to buy 18 different studios, or to love all these acquisition news, or to love detailed gameplay from all these games that are still 2 or 3 years out. If you pare down some of those pie in the sky expectations and really think about this from a business showcase perspective, there are a crap ton of games we're going to play in the next 18 months. That's what really excited me.
Yeah, dude, 100%, man. There's so much, just like so much that into that roadmap isn't everything. Even that's just like what they laid out, because there's other games still coming to Game Pass day 1 that weren't even listed there.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So it's just crazy to think, even with that, it's like they keep just adding value, and that's what this whole thing's been about for Xbox is Game Pass. And 27 out of the 30 games shown at the showcase were in Game Pass. And you also had surprises like Hades, right?
Yeah.
And games like that.
Yep.
And it's like, okay, we were even speculating whether we were going to get that in the Xbox platform, period, right? And then they say Game Pass when it's coming, and it's soon. Like it's pretty awesome, dude. Lupa, I know you were like crazy excited. Like, what's your overall take?
Oh, I thought it was the best E3 I've ever seen. And I just hope it stays that way, because, oh my God, it blew everybody's socks off. It was just what we all needed, just what we all wanted. And it's just a great time to be a gamer. And I have to say that the Grounded thing was really good. And they've already dropped the public test server in. So they're already playing that. It's out June 30th for sure. And it's already in the public test server, so we can all go and try it out. And it looks a great deal of fun. And the other games as well that I liked. I mean, there's 27 to choose from, but looking forward to Party Animals to play with my fam. Should be a lot of fun. And Hades coming into Game Pass is going to be awesome. Really looking forward to the Sea of Thieves add-on DLC, whatever you want to call it. That looks awesome. Good job to play with all of you and get you all interested at last, because I've been waiting for ages to get Pong and Psycho to play it with me. So be good fun.
Know. Yeah.
Didn't Pong say he would actually play it now?
Yes.
Yes,
What?
he did. He told me straight to my
The
face.
Sea of Thieves.
I saw him.
Oh yeah, Sea of Thieves. Yeah,
Yeah.
I re-downloaded it. Yeah. I'm gonna try out that single
Me
If
player.
I can be Jack Sparrow, then
I'm-
yeah. But if
I'm
not,
going to-
screw this game.
Ah, yeah. I'm going to meet Jack Sparrow. I don't care. Absolutely.
Meet Jack
100%.
Sparrow and
Yeah.
have a good old time with him. Really
Absolutely.
looking forward to
Wait,
it.
I think that's a different game.
That's Game of Bones. That's Game of Bones. The game.
That's when I
Yes,
log
I
out.
am.
When Lupa
I've
starts having a
already
good time,
won
I
that
log
game.
out. Okay.
That's Washing Machine Simulator.
Yeah. If I could get my hands on Idris Elba, I wouldn't need a washing machine.
I think you would need a heavy cycle washing machine.
Wow.
Not for
Nice.
Idris, no.
You might need an ice
To
pack.
satisfy everybody.
Ice
I need one just hearing his name.
Oh yeah, my wife. She loves Idris. She she wanted him to be the new Bond, so that's still a
Absolutely.
possibility.
Yeah, me
we'll
too.
see.
He
would
still
make an
needs to be
awesome
Bond,
He
personally.
does.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Pretty obvious, Mav. You look exactly like him. So.
Hey,
exactly.
I like what I like. I like what I like.
And I got the accent. No, I don't. I don't have the accent.
No.
His accent is pretty awesome, though. Not
Yeah,
gonna
he's
lie.
got, dude. But like he can. So I think the first movie I saw Idris Elba in was in like This Christmas with Chris
Oh my
Brown.
god, that would be so good.
It is. It's so good. And he plays like a jazz musician who's like in the
I love
outcast of the
Christmas
family.
movies.
Oh gosh, yeah. If you guys haven't seen This Christmas, it's a great Christmas movie. And it has Idris Elba
great.
in it.
It
Yeah.
is.
Love that movie.
It's very good. And to answer Brad Ward Fights question, yes, I am excited for Far Cry 6. Really excited for it, and I've already won it thanks to Anime Heaven. So I should definitely be playing that
Oh,
day.
sweet.
Well, the holiday.
All right, guys. So
Lupa wins
last
a lot of
week
shit.
was that lady?
Lupa wins a lot of shit. I'm noticing. She's kind of.
she does.
No, I haven't. I've only won 2 things.
Pong wins a lot of
That
shit
game,
too.
because it was easy because they were all distracted. Otherwise, one of them would have won it in front of me because they would have been faster. So I won it through them all being distracted.
Oh, there you go.
The rest of my fam on the panel could have won it easily in front of me. I
Yeah.
took ages to get it right. And I think Kaitlin won as well. She's getting Battlefield, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's her most anticipated game.
That's the only thing I've won. That game and my controller off of Wandering Dutch.
Yeah. When we see Kaitlin really good in Battlefield, we know who it is.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, I can kick some ass.
Yes, she
Yeah.
can. I know she kicks my ass every week.
She kicks my ass in Halo, so I mean, whatever.
Exactly. What's the difference?
Dude, she shanks my ass in Halo.
She's
Out of
her
nowhere.
trick with Halo is she's just
Bloody
knows where
sticky
every
bombs.
sticky grenade is on every map, and she just makes sure she loads up on those, and then she just
Smart.
sticks you. She
That's
doesn't.
smart.
She doesn't care about anything else but sticking your ass.
That's not true. I like other stuff.
Like shanking.
I like trying to get into ladies' ass. That sounded really bad.
What?
She
I
just
mean-
climbs right in, guys.
No,
It
she don't
climbs in.
ask. She just does it.
Just sneak up on people.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
she's a
sneaky.
ninja.
Hmm.
Um,
Just do
we
her
gotta.
fists in the air, Pong.
Yeah, what is
I
that?
saw
And
that.
I guess bomb straight in the balls.
I don't know where this fist
There
is
was
going,
no
sir.
words to it. He just
This is
held it
not-
up.
This
Is
is
this
not
like-
that,
is this
no.
Kate
That's right.
getting a lady
Bomber's
from
above me.
behind?
Whoa,
Is
whoa,
it-
whoa, whoa. Okay.
I mean, you gotta whisper in my ear a little bit first. I mean,
Tell me those sweet
Um,
nothings.
that's right. Whisper the sweet nothings. in my
he
ear.
was just rubbing. He was just rubbing on your leg, trying to make sure it was okay.
Yep.
No, that's okay though. I'm okay with that.
Italian Clowns gave us a $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. And he says, "Never use Microsoft Rewards points on Ulta. My wife keeps asking now." That's great, dude. Yeah, you can redeem Microsoft Rewards for Ulta gift cards, and we had to talk about this, and Kate seemed really excited about it, and I don't tell her when I have enough Microsoft Rewards points for anything now. Also, Italian Clowns another $10 super chat. Thank you, dude. He says Ray's avatar looks like he is in Witsec.
Think it's Avatar?
His avatar. Yeah.
No,
Avatar.
it's Avatar.
What
Oh,
is that?
Avatar.
Mav can't speak right now.
Can I not speak? I can't speak. Thank you again, dude. You're amazing, bro. Now because we had a lot of issues last week, guys. If you were watching our content, you know that we had like issues out the wazoo, and we had planned to do a giveaway. Okay. So, but we couldn't do it because the streams kept crashing and all that. So everybody last week that had entered into the giveaway is already entered. But also we have 4 $20 Xbox gift cards. Okay. So we're going to be giving those away. So how you can enter in to win the gift cards is you can DM my wife, be nice, okay? I'm going to check it after to see who needs to be blocked, okay? But DM Kaitlin and
I'm going
tell her you want to try for the $20 Xbox gift card. And we have 4 of them to give away, okay? So we'll announce the winners later in the show. And I'm going to post her Twitter into the chat in a second. But while we're doing that, hey, let's get Pong's take on E3 because I know that will take a while. I'm just kidding.
You know what? It was fantastic. Next.
Oh no.
I love when I do that. So that's what you hit me back with.
Yeah, no. You know what? E3 overall, or we're just going to talk about Xbox. So Xbox blew it out of the water. Xbox did exactly what they needed to do. Again, all the talk coming into this E3 was how are they going to format it? What is that layout going to look like? How are they going to integrate Bethesda? Obviously, they were promoting it. What are they going to actually have to show? Obviously, we knew quite a bit going into it, what they had ready, but then there was a lot to fill out. And we didn't know what the 90 minutes was going to look like. And they came out looking like superstars, right? I talked about this on Boom's show today. They look like a company that's been training for years for this moment, much like a heavyweight fighter. I think this was their time to finally start laying out that roadmap that they've obviously been building for a long time, but none of us had really seen and couldn't fathom. And this was just the beginning of the avalanche of content that we have talked about so much on this channel, especially Mav, you and I behind the scenes, Psycho, everybody here. We have talked so much about all the content that they have and all these people out there that just, for some reason, put their blinders on and don't understand when you look at this and you they have 40 plus teams, 35 plus teams right now. And that all those teams aren't doing anything. They're not sitting back twiddling their thumbs. They're all making games. And eventually all that starts to have to come to fruition. All of it has to start to show up at some point, and people just want to stick their fingers in their ears and make crazy sounds and never listen, never see. But this avalanche started this past weekend, and Sunday was a huge momentum boost for Microsoft and Xbox. They've been doing a great job up to this point. They've built a lot of hype, but coming into holiday 2021, it was time to start dropping the bombs. And on Sunday, they did that, right? So, the core things is they finally gave us a release date for Starfield, which everybody was wondering about. Yeah, I'm disappointed. Yeah, I died on my hill next to Mav, watching God Howard, that beautiful man up on stage, tell me that it wasn't coming until 11/11/22. And I gasped my last breath, but at least I smiled because I got to see a trailer, right? So they had to get that out of the way. And I know a lot of people were disappointed. I would have loved to see gameplay, but couldn't do it. So they gave us a nice trailer, though. In-game assets were being used. We can get a rough idea. Then they did interviews afterwards that appeared that gave us a whole lot bigger picture of what they're going for here. Han Solo Simulator, Skyrim in space, sign me up. I'm already taking the date off, right? 11/11/22 is already in for vacation at work. So that's all about it. And then, you roll in, we don't know what they're going to do and where they're going to place Halo. Now, is Halo going to end the show? Nope. They drop Halo right in the middle, right? And we're like, whoa, after being blown away, it's like, whoa, wait. So we get Halo in the middle, and Halo absolutely shows up. After last year's show, there is no way they could have showed up at this show with anything less than what they did on Sunday. And when everybody started talking about the multiplayer, and a lot of people said, no, I want to see the single player. I said on a couple of shows that I wanted to see the multiplayer, and I was thinking that was a good idea because we heard the multiplayer was ready last year. So what do? They play to their strength, and they come out and firing, right? And they do give us a slice of the single player, which blows everybody's minds, right? Again, I'm a casual Halo fan. I like them all. I play them all, but I'm not hardcore. But I'm sitting on Sunday podcasting with you guys. You know, we got 3-Bit, we got Psycho, we got everybody in this group that are hardcore Halo fans, and you guys are going, "Oh my God," and I'm going, "Oh my God," as a casual Halo fan, and that's that you know, and it got me excited, much like, you know, Bomber. I didn't dislike it like Bomber did, but you know, I'm a casual Halo fan. I can take it or leave it, right? So for me, it was a big giant win. That single slice that they gave us of the single player, that scene between Chief and Cortana 2.0 was absolutely beautifully done. And it brought all the questions that we had from last year's show, especially about the single player and the whole, people are calling it the buddy cop thing between him and that pilot or whatever he was. You know, the whole thing got cleaned up and brought it back to the original Halo feels. I even got goosebumps when he was talking to Cortana, right? 2.0. It was a great scene. And then you got the multiplayer, and they edited the multiplayer like the old days, right? This was old Bungie days. This was not 343 edits. This was Bungie edits. And Joseph Staten's got his fingerprints all over this, and that's why they brought him back in and put him back in a position. I always had confidence that 343 could pull it off, especially with a year delay, but I didn't know how it would turn out in the end. And if this is any indication, we know that they are back, and Joseph Staten has come in, stabilized that entire team, and they are doing work. And then you drop Forza Horizon 5 on us, right? And you blow us out of the water. Again, when I heard that Forza Horizon 5 was going to be this year's game, not obviously Forza itself, and I heard that was going to be Horizon, I just expected them to pretty things up a little bit. Forza 4 looks fantastic on a series console, so I just expected them to pretty it up a little bit, shine it up a little bit, give us a little bit more. Well, what do? They come in here with these incredible pictures and these vistas that look like it's something from a demo on your TV. You know, those demo screens that you got on your TV when it's like the screensavers, right? And it's flashing through them. Yeah. That's what it looked like to me. And instead, they show the shot, and then each shot they did that in, cars come flying through. They pan it, and cars come flying through, and nothing changes. And obviously it won awards, right? I know there was a whole lot of competition this year, but I even think on the best of E3 years, Forza would have been in the running for a lot of those, you know, most anticipated game awards, just because nobody could believe it. It was a jaw-dropping moment. So they do all that, and then they fill it in with all of the other stuff and things that we didn't expect, like Atomic Heart showed up there. That game was so under the radar. Like, it's been in production for 6 or 7 years. I had seen shots of it recently or a few months ago, and so I remembered what it was. But to see it on the Xbox stage and have it show up in that fashion and say it's going to drop into Game Pass, that it's a creative game. Like, we still don't know what it is. It looks like BioShock and a billion other games mixed together, but it looks unique, and it looks like a world people want to explore. So all of a sudden you get Atomic Heart, you get Replaced, an indie that comes out of nowhere and grabs everybody.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. And it grabs everybody's attention, and everybody sits up and goes, what's this? Is this Last Night? Because that's what it looks like. The other indie game everybody's waiting on that's been out there for years. No, it's a brand new one, Replaced, that we've never heard of, but it looks fantastic. Wow, that's another Game Pass game. Holy cow. Then you got a game like Stalker 2 show up that looks like it's been developed by some of the biggest dev teams around. It could be any dev team out there right now will be proud to have Stalker 2 on their resume. Okay, just from what we saw in that gameplay. That is one of the first next-gen games that's taking advantage of everything that we're going to see. And it looks absolutely brilliant. And it shows up and blows people's minds. Then you get the Battlefield multiplayer showing up on your stage. Battlefield's back, baby. Some of the naysayers out there about Battlefield got changed over just from this multiplayer trailer because it looked like they're bringing us back, right? And the list can go on and on. We had 90 minutes of constant games with very few interruptions, and the interruptions themselves were almost welcome because we were all out of breath because Microsoft was dropping bomb after bomb after bomb. They laid this out perfectly. This is Bethesda's imprints were all over the show itself. I was talking about Joseph Staten having his imprint on the Halo portion. Bethesda had their fingerprints all over this show. This was a Bethesda showcase. They came together with Xbox and figured out how to put all this content together. They mixed both of them together and wound up creating something special that everybody's still raving about to this day. You start with Bethesda, you end with Redfall, which is another, Bethesda, Arcane Studios, obviously ZeniMax game, brand new game that nobody knew about, right? You bookend it that way. Nobody that I heard predicting expected that to happen, but it all worked out perfectly. And again, at the end of the day, Microsoft just got more momentum. If what I've been hearing is true, they had that drop of consoles come into GameStop and other places. They were selling out at minutes. Gaming Forte talked about his own store. He got 22 Series X's. People were sleeping overnight. They started at 3 a.m. in the morning. Within 15 minutes, he was sold out of all the Series X's. And everybody, he said, nearly everybody walked out of there with Game Pass attached to it. That's what Microsoft has been shooting for. That's what Xbox, Phil and his team have been shooting for. And what they laid out on Sunday is just the beginning, but it is a huge momentum boost coming into holiday 2021. We have games after games coming out each and every single month. And the diversity of games, there's a game for everybody. And that's the other beautiful part about this. They absolutely nailed it. They absolutely crushed it. You can't tell, E3 hype is still flowing. I'm ready to rock and roll. It was an amazing show. I am so happy to be an Xbox owner first out the gate this generation. Again, I always pick based upon me and what I see from the company. And I bet on Xbox this time because I saw them delivering the goods with Game Pass, and they're doing it. They're doing it in spades right now.
Value is unquestioned, dude. You nailed that, man. Let's get to some super chats real quick. Thank you to our own guest here, CMBR. With $5 super chat, he said, "Italian clowns." Shh. And this is in reference to him saying he looks like he's in witness protection, and as well as Boogeyman. And shout out to Boogeyman because Boogie, it's his birthday.
Happy birthday!
We love you, Boogie, and he's throwing out gifts on his birthday with $20 super chat. And he says, "Much love to the panel and chat. Much love to you, dude." Again, happy birthday. And then he hit it up with another $5 super chat after that. He said, "At CMBR, nah, I'm just the Boogie. LOL. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, by the way." Dude, you rock. One of the best people in the community. I started noticing him around maybe a month or two ago, and he's just been everywhere. Absolutely cool guy, and we need to get him on the show sometime as well. So guys, I know Lady, Psycho, Kate, y'all been patiently waiting, because everybody's wants to get their chance to just talk about this. So we'll go with Lady first here. What do you think? Just overall,
what did I think?
You're
Overall,
usually
I'll summarize mine a little bit because
Okay.
Pong hit on a lot of the things.
Yeah.
He's really good at just doing
Sorry.
that. So
Yeah.
nope, you're
No,
fine. It's good. I mean, it's fine by me. Everything you were saying, I was like, yep, he's not wrong. So I mean, it's good shit. It's good shit. I think that it was a fucking fantastic showcase. I've been watching the Xbox showcase for many, many years. It's been a few hit and misses here and there. I've been one of those that have had to meekly be like, okay, maybe PlayStation 1 this year, maybe that was a thing. But this year, I really think that they did it. And it's something that I've been saying for years, that what we need to see at E3 are these sizzle reels. We need to see the game on top of the game on top of the game. And then those deep dives in the the before shows and the after shows and all of that. That's what I want to see. And they did that this year, which I think is just absolutely fantastic. I think one of my favorite things about it was watching it with you guys, because that was the first time I've ever got to kind of watch an E3 with my friends, even though Pong was 13 seconds ahead of us at some point. And then I have FOMO, so I had to go find a video that was on pace with fucking Pong.
I paused and paused and paused, and I kept thinking I was caught up, and I was still ahead of them. It was bad.
It was
Yeah.
funny. No, it was.
He
it
had
was
two
good.
screens on though. He had this TV on, was 20 seconds ahead, and he was trying to watch this
I
other
had
thing.
my
But you
phone
could
on.
see
I had phone. I did.
That was
I had phone.
great.
occasionally he would
entertainment
look up.
to the whole show.
Oh, you
Yeah,
like
I
that?
did.
Pong was freaking insane. I there's a surprise coming, guys. I'm not going to ruin it, but just keep a lookout. Okay. All right.
It
Keep
was-
going,
yeah,
ladies.
I don't
Sorry.
know. That was one of my favorite things about it. Just, watching and experiencing it with you guys. That was cool. Other than that, I think that like going into it, I was so shocked to see things like Starfield and Stalker 2 right out of the gate. I was like, wait, this is a 90-minute show. And I think we all said it. I was like, wait, we've already seen these two big hitters and we're this far into it. I will say that Stalker itself, the game looks absolutely beautiful. I think it was one of the more slower paced showings in the showcase. So I mean, I think maybe putting that at the beginning was kind of a smart move. But I mean, and then when we got to Halo, like what was that, 30 minutes in? I was like, what the fuck is the rest of the showcase gonna be? And my mind was already blown because I was like, I feel like that's what I came to see was, Starfield and Halo. And then I'm like, okay, well, there's not much left. And then seeing those smaller titles like replace, like me being somebody who kind of enjoys those lesser known titles and stuff like that, seeing replaced up there on the big screen and looking as beautiful as it does and as different as it does, I was just so excited to see that. And I wasn't like super into it the first watch through. It was when I went back that next time and then I saw it again, I was like, okay, this looks absolutely fantastic. But yeah, overall, I just think Xbox did exactly what we needed them to do. They showed what they needed to show. Besides, I mean, I was still a little salty we didn't get Fable or Avowed. But it's, right at the end when they at least mentioned it, I know they didn't forget about it and they knew we wanted to see it, obviously, or they wouldn't have said anything. But yeah, and then when they showed the damn mini fridge, I just shit myself. I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna have to get one of those before the scalpers do.
Yeah, I hope
And
that's
then
possible.
I had said that Design Lab was coming out. Like that was like my big thing. I'm like, this is the only
called
thing
it.
I think's gonna happen at E3
You
is
did.
Design Lab.
You
And then it
called it.
didn't happen. And I was like, well, fuck. It didn't happen. And then on Thursday, I was late to the showcase and I saw Kate's tweet and I was like, what the fuck? I missed it. But yeah, no, that's exciting. I loved your controller, by the way, Kate. It's very cute.
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to make one.
Yeah, she
That's my
was very
that's my
like
thing.
back and forth on her designs on that. So she kept tinkering with it, and she finally settled on it. But
Are you crying over her design, Psycho? What are you doing?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, her design was fine.
Okay. I thought you were crying over
was
it. I thought it was so
fine.
beautiful.
It was fine.
Be careful with your words, my friend. You have to act extra excited.
I wanted it to be like super like cute and like girly and feminine. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
Sorry. Fuck you,
no.
bitch.
It was fine.
It reminded
It was
me
good.
of Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time. So I was okay with it.
There we go.
Okay with it.
That's what
I
you
don't
wanted
know.
to
I'm
do
just
all
kidding.
the whole time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I loved it too. I did make an Xbox Ultimate one also. So
That was
I-
pretty.
I-
that was
Wait, did
nice
you
looking.
order that? Or did you
Yeah.
just make
Yeah.
it? Oh,
He ordered it.
Sweet. That's awesome. That was a beautiful controller as well.
Yeah, I loved that one.
So
I didn't see it.
Well, get
Twitter.
good.
It's okay. You don't need to.
and that was one of Lady's predictions, actually.
It was.
To point
Yes.
that out.
We
That was one of-
literally just said
I mean, she-
that.
I literally said it.
Like,
but
where-
thank
where
you
have you
for letting
been?
it be known again.
I
He
was
was crying.
I was putting your Twitter in the DM, and I mean in the chat, so for the giveaway.
It's okay. He's got ADD. He can only do one thing at once.
See,
true.
she knows. She notices it. All right, Psychonauts, dude, lay it on me. Like overall feeling. What is there? One takeaway you have from this whole shebang? You know, now that E3's over.
Really, I mean, they killed it. I knew they're going to bring a lot of stuff to the showcase, but they definitely brought more than I really thought. Did not expect Hades, and Replace just came out of nowhere, and that has me pumped. There's just so many titles that was shown, and even like Far Cry 6, even though that was shown at multiple showcases, we got something different at the Xbox showcase. So it wasn't the same old trailer that we have already seen. So I mean, they just really killed it. Halo multiplayer, that I mean, that literally, as my background, you can tell, I'm freaking excited. That has, I mean, that's everything I hear, and what people still have not stopped talking about on social media is Halo multiplayer. And everyone, from everyone's like, oh, Halo's dead. Yeah, no, it's definitely not dead. It's back. And this holiday, we're going to have so much fun, especially on Xbox Ultimate After Hours. So,
Yeah.
no, yeah, it's great, man.
12 versus 12 big team battle.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it was used to be 8 versus 8. So I mean, that's even more amazing. So they have so much that they brought, and I love it. They
Yeah.
I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Just because there's a couple games that I wanted it to see, but I mean, that's just me. And but what they did show, it was definitely amazing.
Yeah, dude. Hey, babe, is there something that stood out for you?
Yeah. So obviously Halo, we've already all talked about that, so I won't carry on. But I'll start with what I was disappointed about, that they didn't announce a date for Among Us. I mean, how hard can it really be?
I didn't even notice that. Wow. I didn't.
How hard can it really be to get that on console? Like,
they tricked us because they put a date there, but
yes,
it wasn't for that. It was for the 15.
It was just for them to add 5 more players on the PC.
Oh.
So I was like, hell yeah, we're all gonna play Among Us on my birthday on the Xbox. This is gonna be great. But no.
Nope.
No.
So I was a little bit disappointed in that. Second of all, I thought Redfall looked so
I didn't even
fun.
talk about that. Fuck.
That looked so fun and so cool, and I can't wait to play that with you guys. And also, I was really surprised because this was not on my radar at all, but I thought Psychonauts 2 looked really good.
Remind me of It Takes Two.
I was gonna say it gave me It Takes Two vibes. So yeah, I think I might actually try that game out. And like Lady said, watching it with you guys was the best part for me. And you were all your reactions were my highlight, but specifically Pong, like
he was so excited.
Oh my gosh, like he was cracking me up.
I will always be a little kid.
Mute you. Like that's how excited you were. I'm like,
it was so genuine, and I really enjoyed that.
Yep. Always will be.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah. I go back and watch our reactions. There's actually in 3 parts because, like I said, there was like a lot of problems going on with the internet last week, and
all you really need to do is watch the 7-something hour one, but just the first
the first hour of that one. Yeah,
the first hour. I mean, Pong, just his hype does not die.
Yeah, it's amazing. I kind of chalk it up to like what it seemed like if like a 5-year-old goes to the zoo for the first time, it's a tiger, it's a hippo, like, oh my gosh, like look at mom, that's the kind of like how he sounded the whole time. Look at the detail,
Yep.
It was absolutely amazing.
Fantastic. It was so good. I did
so
love
much
that.
fun.
Hellboy in chat said the vampires look very powerful in Redfall, and I want to say that I was so excited to see the way that they designed the vampires for this game, and it wasn't like your typical vampire-ish. It reminded me of 30 Days of Night, like just the more elongated kind of bodies and stuff like that. And I just thought that looked so good, and I'm excited to see a vampire game. I mean, it's something we see, but it's not something we see a lot of. I think there's some genres out there that we're seeing more of, it's not your typical zombie shooter type of thing. So I'm just excited for that. And then it gave me total Borderlands vibes, not like Borderlandsy, but like the fact that you have like the 4 players you choose, they each have like a skill set type of thing.
Exactly.
I'm hoping there's more than just the 4 characters kind of. I'm hoping there's more options, or maybe later down on the road, like they add in more characters. But yeah, what I saw, that was probably my top game that I'm most looking forward to see more of. Like, I just want to see more of that game. So Definitely fantastic. That and the contraband. We didn't really talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
think
they
those
didn't
are
show
two
too
Well, it's
much.
because they didn't
early
show.
on as
It's because
well.
they didn't show enough, and they really didn't talk. Like even with the interview afterwards, it's not like
Mhm.
they talked a ton about it. Like they gave you enough to be
It was
like, look,
almost like a
it's in the
teaser.
70s.
Mhm.
It's like here, it's in the 70s. It's heisting. You're gonna be using
It's
vehicles.
just, yeah, heist them
There
up.
you go.
It's-
Like,
Yeah.
which is cool. All right,
I was more
but
excited
then-
before I read that, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was more
No,
excited with the
exactly.
trailer before they told me what it was. I was like, oh, okay.
You're like,
To heist
okay,
them up.
so
Cool.
just a heist and okay, cool. I mean, maybe it'll be something small. I mean, Avalanche, when Paul kept on talking about the Avalanche and stuff, I'm like, man, you keep on emphasizing Avalanche here. But
Well, it was
See,
Avalanche,
yeah.
and then they showed a backpack, and I'm like, is this like fucking
right, yeah, right.
what's happening here? Where
So,
are
I
we
mean,
going? Are we going
That studio has made some really good games. So I mean, I don't see this being a terrible game either. It's just definitely something different. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I'm all about some different games anyway, because
new IPs,
honestly,
that's all I
seeing
wanna
the
see.
same crap over and over. The only negative overall with this whole Xbox thing, which is just my pet peeve, is Lord, can we have anything other than a first-person shooter? Like something. Like give me something that's in third person, because good God, you didn't give it to me.
A Plague's
But-
Tale. A Plague's Tale is third person.
I mean, like, but again, you did.
Is that a shooter?
No, it's a
No, it's
sneak
more
around
stealth.
and
Yeah.
stealth, and
Yeah.
you're with your brother, and he's a
Yeah.
pain in the butt. But and rats, lots of rats.
That's an
Oh,
Alabama
yeah.
thing. We don't get with our brothers everywhere else. But
Well, I mean, clearly in this, never mind. But no, like that was my only like pet peeve, was like, give me something other than some first person play. But you know, it's fine. They'll have other games to appease me, which I mean, when they showed Diablo 2, I didn't really care about almost anything else they showed.
oh yeah, you're
but-
Diablo and 8 players.
absolutely.
Do we
Oh,
know if
dude, yeah.
Redfall?
Eight
It's gonna be
player,
so amazing.
8
Is
player
Redfall
with
gonna
everybody
be
that can
first
have a
person?
minion. So yes, let's go.
It's gonna be chaotic.
Absolutely.
Like, are we ready for frame
Look.
rate drops? Is that going to be a thing?
Oh,
Probably
it's
not.
going to
I
be a
hope
thing.
not.
Because
No, stop.
yes, it will. Because last night I literally was playing Diablo 3 with just one other player, and he was running a what is it? The fire. I'm trying to think of the name of the set, but anyway, it's on the wizard, and he was like, fire was going everywhere, and I was running my witch doctor, which has a lot of
Mhm.
stuff going on at one time, and yeah, we were lagging like crazy just for us to in one dungeon, or multiple dungeons, of course, but like, yeah, it was locking up a good bit. So I'm hoping their servers are strong. I mean, hopefully they don't care about Diablo 3 right now anyway, so I'm hoping that Diablo 2, especially being brand new for a lot of people, that they make sure this works out, because I remember Diablo 3 when it first launched, that was horrendous.
Well,
So
right.
let's hope
Like-
this doesn't run that same route.
If Warcraft 3 Reforged is anything to go by, and this is going to be spectacular, smooth launch, meet up the promises, Activision's on top of their game. Love that studio.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting the head on my nail on the head right there. Yeah, they're amazing.
Look, as far as contraband goes, any trailer that has Steely Dan in it is 10 out of 10 for
Yeah.
me. So I'm
I
like,
can't-
I don't care.
Yeah, I can't wait to move some weight in that game.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
shit.
right, brother. We might be the
I'm
only two
so
playing it, Psycho, but we're gonna
positive.
do it.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
no, I did say that I did want, like, if they're gonna do contraband like true like if this
Right.
is set in the 70s, I'm pushing some cocaine.
Yeah.
Like,
Correct.
absolutely, like, right?
Dude,
Like,
I hope
don't-
I can take that shit and like get like an
Right, well,
up.
that's the-
like, yeah,
like,
now
yeah,
I'm gonna run really
right?
fast across this field.
Like, what fun is it gonna be if it's just guns? Like, I don't care. Like, no, I gotta run some drugs. Let me
Right?
pump
Yeah.
my freaking RV full of
Right.
cocaine and pot or
We are
something.
going
You know?
full Pulp Fiction right now, guys.
Absolutely. Like, dude, I ain't
We're
kidding.
pumping
Like,
kilo.
I need like
Tonnage.
heart stabs and all sorts of shit.
it's
I need to be
okay
able
that it's
to-
not a kid's game, right? Like,
Yes,
that's
correct. Correct.
uh,
Agreed.
Yeah, we're gonna move some tonnage. not
smuggling
kilos.
crack. Get that.
That's
Oh.
great.
Sounds
Anywho.
like
Good
sounds
shit.
like fun. You know, one thing about contraband too is, you know, Avalanche. One thing they are known for doing well is vehicle stuff, right?
Yes.
Like when it comes to
Yes.
vehicle stuff, they have
Mad
proven
Max was-
themselves.
Mad Max was great. I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
Robert. Yes, Mad Max was
Um,
incredible for the vehicle.
and over the top action as well. You know what I mean? They have really good physics in their games as well. You know what I mean? So they're like, I feel like Just Cause was like sometimes like too ambitious for its own good sometimes, because there was just so much craziness going on that it was hard for them to focus it to make a as good of an experience as people expected out of it. But when they focused it down with like Mad Max a little bit, you know, it was like, okay, that was really good. They got some talent there, right? And who knows, you know, with Microsoft actually funding this game, it seems like, right? What they're going to be capable of, right? So I'm wondering if there's more. One of the reasons I wanted to have Ray on here, because there was like a lot of rumors about acquisitions going into this E3, right? We had, you know, 26 is the new 23. You know, we had Avalanche was there, but they didn't announce anything like that. Asobo was there again, but with 505, right? They didn't announce anything like that with them. There's all these rumors swirling, and people are thinking there's stuff to this. Then there was a couple rumors about potentially Xbox getting back in the works with some of the WB studios, with Rocksteady and NetherRealm, or who knows what possibilities were. But a lot of people were expecting some kind of announcement like that at the show, just because of the hype and lead up from some people that seemed like they're in the know. But maybe it wasn't the place for that, being that it's the Xbox Bethesda show, right? And they don't
I'm glad they didn't. Like, I'm glad they didn't.
So I kind of want to go to Ray on this. Do you think like there's something that was actually behind those rumors potentially? Or I mean, you don't know for sure, but like what's your thoughts on that whole thing?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. And for anybody listening, just a little background. I work in the private equity industry, so we do a lot of private company deals. We do a lot of buyouts. We do a lot of co-invest. We do a lot of activity in sort of the private markets. Now, none of that is focused on video games, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, and I have no insight or insider knowledge. That's my upfront disclaimer. That said, from my opinion, I'm also glad they didn't announce anything at this show, like, oh, we're buying these studios or these studios, because I think they led with the confidence of, we don't have to tell you, oh, look, we bought a studio. Maybe sometime in the next 5 years, we'll have a game from that studio. This show, they were like, here's the next 18 months, and here are all the great, awesome, awesome games you're going to drop.
You can swear here.
Be able to play.
You can swear.
No,
I don't know if you've seen any of our other shows. You can.
No,
swear.
they are some great fucking games. Yes.
Yeah. So here are 30 fucking awesome games that you're going to be able to see in the next 18 months. So buckle up. And you didn't need that piece of like, hey, we just bought this other company that maybe, you know, who knows what they're going to build. So from a pacing perspective at E3, I think they hit the nail on the head. Let's focus on the games. Let's focus on games people are going to be able to play soon. Now that aside, some of these deals could be done. Some of them though, like you just said, with Avalanche there, with Asobo there, it would have been a good opportunity as well to talk about that maybe for a quick second. So I don't know if those details have been ironed out or not. Some of these overtures can take a long time to consummate, right? In the private equity industry, like we can go to a company with a term sheet and an offer letter. When you sign a contract, there's 4 main legally substantiated pieces to a contract. Without going into too much depth, you can make one offer, and if they accept and sign, boom, you have a contract, a legal contract for sale. Sometimes it's easy as approaching a company that you know, and you get the contract signed within a month. Sometimes it's an 18, 24, 36-month process. It just really depends on the idiosyncrasies of the purchase you're making. All of that is to say, Microsoft has publicly stated, their executives, all the way up to the CEO and chairman now, Satya Nadella, that they are still actively looking for acquisitions in the video game space. So I would be amazed if no one has reached out to all of these prospective studios and those discussions aren't actively happening. When you look at the Bethesda deal, though, that speaks to business relationships. That speaks to the human working relationship. that's why that deal happened, and that's why Microsoft bought that company. It's also why when people talk about Microsoft buying Square Enix or Sega Sammy or some of these Japanese publishers, I take that with a little bit of a pause. I'm not saying it's impossible, but without going hostile, it's very difficult for Western companies to buy out Japanese firms. It just culturally is very, very different. And the working relationship many of those companies have with Sony is much, much closer. So if they were willing to sell and actively marketing a sale, I feel like Microsoft would really have to bid an egregiously above market number to get the shareholders over there to agree to it.
Right, and this comes from experience that you've had working in the doing similar things, right?
Yes. Yep.
Right.
So I've had a boss that this is secondhand, so take that with what it is. But I worked under a partner at the firm who spent 5 years in Japan on a working rotation, and it's maybe 15 to 18 years out of date. It was quite a while ago that he was over there, but he just really said the culture over there is quite different. And it takes a lot of getting used to for Western firms to understand what a corporate culture, the typical public company corporate culture in Japan expects and values. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's much more difficult. That said, to bring this back to your original question, Matt, so I apologize for this huge circuitous
No, that's why I love this, man.
I think Microsoft is having active discussions with these developers. I also think that they want to disclose those, after the term sheets are finalized and perhaps after cash moves to escrow or even out of escrow to the previous equity owners of the companies. At that point, they'll want to probably host a show to sit down and talk to the developers, onboard them, kind of like at a couple of years ago, I remember they announced the Turn 10, or not the Turn 10, the Playground Games acquisition, right? There were a couple other ones, and that was at E3. And they just kind of said, we bought these companies and they moved on. And then I think it was like XO19 or XO, one of the Xbox specific shows. They got to sit down and actually talk to the devs and go into a little bit more. You got to control the pace of that show much, much better. And I think that that's where they'd want to do these sorts of deals. And I expect some of them to come. Which companies, I'm not sure. Are there some great fits like people have been talking about? Oh, sure. Asobi, great fit. Avalanche would be an awesome get. Crytek with their, with that engine, building it into IdTech, helping out the Creation 2 engine. There's a lot of opportunities out in the marketplace. And I can guarantee that Microsoft is pursuing those. So I'm going to stop now because I feel like I've been talking for an hour, but thanks.
No, yeah, I love that, man, because it's like it's the actual perspective on something where you actually have knowledge on, where we don't, you know what I mean? So, are you going to say something, lady?
I was just going to say, I think Pong beat you by like 5 minutes, but I was just going to be a smart ass.
Oh.
So
he's going to get you, lady.
I just like to give him shit. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering, like, okay, like Crytek, are they public or private? Well,
it's a private firm.
Private?
Yeah, I think it's German, okay. German-based, AMBH, I believe.
So they would be able to, that would be something that, I know the public ones, what we were talking about before, they have to, like, we're going to get early knowledge of something going on there, right? If it's a public, but private, they can keep it kind of more secret, right?
Yes. Yep. The problem with a public merger, right, is it can stay quiet for quite some time, but until, and I don't know all of the rules worldwide. In the United States, these merger processes are overseen by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and at a later date by the FTC, which regulates competition. So these are federal administrations. There are some idiosyncrasies to that. If you're only in one state, you have two firms in a single state, et cetera, et cetera. But broadly speaking, it's the SEC and the FTC. Excuse me 1 second. I have to sneeze. I'm going to mute.
No, you're fine. Achoo! 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 Okay.
Sorry about that. Now. So When you have a public company making an overture to another public company in the United States, right? Those boards will start talking. Typically, it's the management, right? So maybe the CEO will reach out to the CFO or the CEO of the other company. They'll sit down, they'll sort of broad strokes discuss some things. And then you just fire up the lawyers and all the fees, and the law firms get, everyone gets excited. There's all NDAs. Everyone's got to keep it hush hush. Lots of fun. But then when they have a material binding contract, they put it to the boards. Those boards vote, typically in approval, right? Because the management companies often are the ones who are sitting on the boards of these public companies. That's a whole different discussion, but it's usually a rubber stamp. At that point, when these boards have agreement that these companies believe that this is a good transaction, they must publicly disclose it as soon as practicable. There's a specific legal term. I don't know all the legalese, but I think it's like within 48 hours or so of business days. At that point, you put out a press release, you let everybody know, these are the companies that are going to be doing this. Oftentimes, at that point, you're handing over contracts to the business wires or the news cycle, and then usually you get the leaks like 3 or 4 days in advance. If it's over a weekend, on a Friday, sometimes you get a rumor that AT&T is spinning off the Discovery or something like that.
Right.
After that, the shareholders have to vote to approve or disapprove the transaction. And if both companies vote to approve, the merger moves forward. So it's a long and tedious process, but that public disclosure happens as soon as the agreement is in place. To your point, Mav, in a private company being acquired either by another private company or a public company, typically that's not necessary. In some instances, it may be, depending on the industry and how big the private company is and the regulatory bodies that are overseeing that company. So, for example, has anyone heard of, well, I'll just say, that doesn't matter. There's some big private companies out there, right? Like Albertsons, that's a private company.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. What's the big one in Minnesota? Cargill. It's like they do $190 billion in revenue a year, and they're private, right? So if that company were trying to sell itself, it would probably have to go through several layers of review with their regulators prior to being able to sign a contract with either an acquiring company or if they were breaking themselves apart. Again, that allows Microsoft to have some flexibility. And traditionally, I think almost entirely, I don't think they've ever bought a public video game company before. That has been their bread and butter, is those private transactions that they can kind of control and structure in a way that, in my opinion, must be advantageous to the management and ownership of the company prior to the acquisition. Because you look at In Exile, you look at Obsidian, Turn 10, you look at Playground, all of those senior management groups are still there. That's huge.
Yeah.
When we're investing, when we look at companies, the number one question is price, right? Like, how much are we paying for this company and what are the earnings we're getting? That's question one. And question two is, who runs the place, right? Who's the management at this company? Oftentimes, when you have a contentious takeover in the public markets, because sometimes companies will bid and one company doesn't want to get bought, but they bid anyway, so they go public. And as soon as that happens, if you have an aggressive or a hostile takeover, if Microsoft wanted to buy Ubisoft, but the Eves family didn't want that to happen, right? The Eves board would vote no, but then Microsoft can make a public announcement. We're going to buy Ubisoft for $200 billion, which is like 4 times what their stock trades at.
Right.
It is in America. So there's a little bit of a disconnect here, but in America, they are legally bound, and I believe it's the same in France, but they're legally bound to bring that to their shareholders. They have to tell their shareholders that we got this offer because it's a fiduciary responsibility to say, look, right now our equity is priced at, call it $100 a share, but Microsoft is offering you $400 a share. So do you want to take that or not? Now, the board of Ubisoft and the management will come up with all sorts of fanciful reasons why you shouldn't take that offer. But oftentimes in hostile takeover situations, what happens is that the shareholders vote against the intentions of the management and the board of directors to sell the company, just because the purchase price is so attractive relative to the current stock trading price.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's dude, that's some cool information, dude. This is exactly why I wanted to have you on the show, because it's like it's kind of just puts this stuff into your head about like what's possible, what's actually not possible. If something is happening, when would we actually hear it? You know what I mean? And it makes sense with the companies that were rumored all being private as well. All of the realistic companies, right? And then also other companies maybe doing partnerships and stuff. You seem like you wanted to say something, Pong.
Yeah, I was just going to ask the MBR if you can answer this. Can you explain a little bit? Like, I understand the basics, but I don't know if a lot of people do. Why Microsoft is in a buying mode right now? Why they've got about 100 billion plus offshore in cash, and why it's so important that they're in a buy mode to get rid of that cash out of their accounts, or some of it at least. Can you kind of explain why that's so important?
Yeah, that's a great question, Pong. The publicly disclosed information doesn't disaggregate their cash balances vis-a-vis the different jurisdictions that those accounts are being held in.
Right.
To your point about onshore, offshore, that's sort of like a tax issue, right? So I'm not sure 100% where Microsoft falls with that. I imagine the majority of their about 146 billion at year end in cash is sitting in a vault in JP Morgan. By vault, I mean like on a server rack at that company.
Right. Yeah.
But it is attributed to accounts that are, like you said, probably in either Anguilla or the Cayman Islands, or probably in Ireland. Actually, Ireland is gotten a lot of business for just helping companies tax manage, not necessarily avoid or not pay, but just like wait for a little bit before they decide to pay taxes. But to the heart of your question, why is Microsoft in an acquisition mode, right? $146 billion in cash is a terrible, terrible thing for a business. The reason for that is firms are assessed on their ability to generate income to their owners, right? And cash is a non-productive asset. You might get maybe 1% in today's interest, environment for holding cash in certificates of deposit, or even maybe longer term lending securities that the company like Microsoft could do. But 1% return on your money doesn't even beat long-term inflation, which is 2%. So in essence, what you're doing is destroying the value of that asset over time. To your point, you would like to either send that money to your shareholders so that they can do whatever they want with it, or look for attractive businesses that you can acquire that will be quote unquote accretive. And accretion is just a fancy finance term for, positive to our net income at the end of the year. So Microsoft has generally run with a lot of cash on the balance sheet. They're traditionally refer to that as their war chest. They like to have optionality around purchasing strategically significant firms. It escapes me. I think it was Dragon or Nuance Technologies.
Yeah.
They just recently bought. I think the product was Dragon, but
yeah,
it was huge in healthcare. So this is going to be, I think they spent $22 billion in total on this company, which, it's like 22% of your cash balance. It seems huge, but if you can get that company to generate additional revenue on top of your current products, if you can integrate that into your Office ecosystem, if you can generate a higher economic value, right, for your products that you're offering to the marketplace, it's super advantageous to spend that cash on an asset that is going to produce income into perpetuity. So that was what was so exciting for me leading into E3, to see Phil and Satya come out and say, yeah, we're all in on gaming. Like, we understand that this is a product line that Microsoft needs to be in, because the addressable market here is enormous. And Microsoft has the technology to actually compete in that space. Historically, the management at Microsoft has not taken advantage of that synergy, right? You look at Ballmer's era of managing Microsoft, and it just blows my mind that man was allowed to run the company for near on a decade, because the stock went from $25 in 2000 when Gates stepped down to, I think, $24.50 when they fired Ballmer.
But he had great energy, CMBR. He had great energy.
The man was a
hype
salesman.
man. Yes.
He was. And look,
Yes.
he's from Detroit. Like, he's a Midwesterner. I love the man for that. Like, he owns the Clippers. He I get that.
Right.
He's just not a CEO.
Right.
He's a finance guy. That's his background. It's what he's good at. Satya is a strategy guy. He sees the markets, right? He understands, if I put up a $10 billion investment into this marketplace, into this asset, what is the long-term productive cash flow I can receive off that? And what's the value today relative to the spent? And I mean, that's all finances. That's what we do every day in private equity. It's just like discounted cash flows. Now back to my point. It was just so reassuring to hear the CEO of the company actually give a vote of confidence to Xbox, because it has always been and also ran in sort of the annals of Microsoft. And then when they elevated Phil to the executive table, now he's not a named executive officer in the public filings, so he's just at sort of those strategic quarterly meetings that the manager does. But that's huge. That's so huge. That's how you can argue for investment in your business line, which Xbox was never able to before. And I think it shows. Like I said, I think was it 2014 when Nadella got promoted to CEO? So it's been seven years, and the company, their stock went from $25 to $250. So I mean, proof's in the pudding.
Exactly. Yep.
Wow.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Hey, Bomber, what's your thoughts on the last quarterly meeting and the ups and downs on the overall thresholds?
I'm glad you actually asked, because what the thing is that numbers go into other numbers. Numbers get so big, like so big, people have to take care of those numbers, and those numbers, they can't take care of themselves, so people have to move them around, get things happening, and then people get bought like hookers and stuff like that. So you gotta have some fun in the office. I mean, come on,
parties.
Right?
Yeah.
This is Alabama stocks right here.
Exactly.
This is what we're going for.
Exactly. That's probably why there's nothing gaming in Alabama, probably, unless Ubisoft decided to come by. I don't know.
Shots fired.
I think they changed their name from
What the
Ubisoft.
fuck was that?
You're too young. You're too young.
I thought the same thing. Okay. Who knows what that is on the panel?
Come on.
What happened? I missed it.
Yeah, I missed everything. I'm still missing it.
Come on. Come on.
What
Somebody's
movie is
got to
that
know.
from?
I know I'm the oldest here, but somebody's got to.
Somebody in chat, tell me what just happened.
Is Pong okay? Is he having a seizure?
Yes, somebody did that. Who did it?
Do it again.
Come on.
Andrew, hey!
Yeah,
The dice.
Yes,
Andrew
the dice
Clay.
man. Andrew Dice
Hey.
Clay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that
Bing,
guy.
bada, boom. Hey.
Yeah.
Hickory dickory dock.
Yeah. Wow, we're
What
really
is
showing our age,
happening?
brother.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm
Thank
lost.
That's what it
too.
always-
Hey,
Dread new.
Yeah.
Shizno.
That was that
Hey,
comedian,
I'm
wasn't it?
lost too, bro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's definitely
Yeah.
obnoxious. Absolutely.
Up
He
the
was
hill.
amazing.
Definitely is.
We had a
water.
$5 super
That came
chat from
down. And Jill came down with a bucket of quarters. Oh.
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 Oh jeez, what is going on? Am I in a twisted nightmare? $5 super chat from KY Bob. He says, absolutely loving the show tonight, everyone. What are we playing tonight? Everyone got Chivalry 2 yet? It is fire. I do not have that yet. I've actually been playing Yakuza Like a Dragon the last couple nights, and OMG, that game is fucking amazing.
Hey, isn't that in Game Pass?
It is. And guess what?
The whole series
That's just
is,
another
except for
thing
Judgment.
that they said at the Xbox E3, along with some other amazing games. Like, hey, another one that we haven't mentioned because there's just so much to mention is Somerville.
Stalker 2.
Well, Stalker 2. We've talked a little bit about Stalker 2.
Oh, I guess I missed that. My bad.
Yeah, you left while I was talking.
I think
Yeah,
it's when
that's
you
what
were
I thought,
chasing your yellow jackets around the house.
Hey, my kids are kind of like them. They freaking anyway. I apologize for that.
They bite you all the
Oh, you're
time.
fine.
What? Hey,
Little ankle biters. Somerville that is made by people from Playdead or something. Pong was
yeah,
talking about that.
yeah. One of the co-founders of Playdead left and formed that studio, and they're doing Somerville. So, yep.
Because I saw it and I was like, oh, that looks like Inside. You
Yep.
know, yeah. Hey, that could be a sleeper, guys. You know what I mean? If he's one of the big creatives behind it, you know, and they go on to do their own thing. We got another $5 super chat from Chris Jones. C-Unit. Hey, my favorite people, even you, Bomber. Heart,
Even
heart.
you, Bomber.
Steve
he put
Kerr
hearts.
is great.
Aw.
He. Oh, that's not. That's not
Chris
he.
Jones.
I think he wants you to do your laugh, babe. What's the fancy laugh?
Oh, I'm eating popcorn.
She totally
yeah,
cut out.
it cut out. It's okay. Hey, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I
for
heard
her.
I have popcorn in my mouth.
She's
Blame the
eating
popcorn in your mouth.
Thank you,
Alright.
Chris Jones. You're amazing.
There you go. There you go.
All
I
right.
put the mic right up to me.
Yeah, that was an amazing breakdown, though, CMBR. Super
Yeah.
appreciate that. Dude.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, it was awesome.
Unlike
thanks, guys.
most podcasts where I listen to, well, not most, some podcasts that I listen to, and then you feel like you may be left a little dumber.
Gaming beyond the box.
You mean
No.
you mean some people may be talking out their asses, man?
No, I'm
You may-
talking about some of
maybe?
the toxic ones, right? You know,
Oh.
they just like say
Oh.
nonsense,
Oh, yeah.
just
I was
nonsense,
hanging out with one of those
just
earlier
to
today.
rile
Oh,
people
God,
Yeah,
up.
I saw you.
I guess.
I mean, this
where
is
you
like
were.
I saw you, lady.
actually informative stuff.
Never.
Did you
Never.
see me in
Have to be
chat
smarter.
just trying to fucking
Yeah,
hold
I
my
was
own?
lurking. I was
Fuck those
lurking.
dudes. Every
Oh,
fucking
those
week I'm in there
dudes.
trying to. Not every
I-
week, but-
I
don't
can't
even
go in
bother.
the chats. I can't do it. I
There's a few chats I will stay away from. I'm not gonna name them because there's no point, but there's definitely a couple of chats I completely stay away from because there's no point in even going in them.
Exactly.
It's terrible. It's just
Exactly.
pointless. I mean, kids
Yeah.
are going to be kids, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless if they're grown adults,
Yeah.
kids will
Yeah.
be kids.
It's like, I heard this from this one person, and
I heard
and
this, that, yes.
and then it's just it's all truth and fuck
Oh, yeah.
Xbox. And,
I think it
Yeah.
just blows my mind sometimes that the narrative that these people spread,
Oh, dude, yeah.
I don't understand the narrative. I'm like, how do you look at Game Pass so negatively?
Negatively?
Like, I don't get it. I'm like, what? Like, oh my God, there's so many games to play, but they're not good games. I'm like, what? I just
Yeah.
I get fucking
Yeah.
mind
They
boggled.
buy those games when they come out, too.
$121. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's called intellectual dishonesty. Pure and simple. Yeah, that's all it is. They don't. It's not real. It's not real. They just want to run with that narrative just to cause
Yeah,
problems.
it has
That's all
to
they
be.
want
Like,
to do.
that's
That-
literally what. and, Like, I'm
Well-
I'm in the chat. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah,
I think
Correct.
some of them definitely want to be trolls. Like I feel like I think that's their goal in life is, oh, I want to be a troll. Trolls are they're popular on social media, which they are. Absolutely. Like if you're a pretty good troll, you're popular. Regardless if people hate you or like you, that's still a good thing, right? Because people still retweet you if they hate you or like you. So then you're still getting popular in that regard, and that's what happens, right? So
Yeah.
people feed off of that. They're like, "Ooh, I could be like that because it's just the internet. It's not me. I could put up a fake thing. I don't have to go on podcasts unless I don't have a camera. I can say what I want to say. And what can you do to me? Nothing, right? And that's what they do. They want to have this. They want to be popular without being themselves, and I think that's what I see a lot. Because we see it. I mean, a lot of even the top people that are pretty popular, you knew that they weren't themselves beforehand, and they switch and do something else, and then they go back to doing something else, and they do something else again.
Yeah.
And it's just this. It's just they're just riding the wave of whatever's
Yeah.
popular and what's best for. I mean,
Yeah.
hey, make your money, do what. I mean, I don't care just don't throw it at me, because as soon as you do, it's gonna give you the big finger. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're sitting there yelling, "I hate freaking Game Pass," while they're playing Xbox, playing a Game Pass game.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
It's true. And here's the thing, guys. If you don't like that those people have a platform, then don't share their stuff.
that's a true statement.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because sharing their stuff is why they have a platform. Because it's like, if you guys know who Skip Bayless is, okay?
Oh,
Who?
great talent,
Genius. Genius.
Oh,
Pong
that's-
knows who
dude,
Skip is.
Dude,
Right,
he
okay.
knows
He's
everything.
from Oklahoma, right?
So yeah, he's a huge Cowboys fan too. So, but I give him crap too, because like the actual media journalists don't usually respect people like that very often, because sometimes people have a opposite, very hard stanced, weird take on something just to drive conversation and popularity, even if it's actually what they think or not. Right? It's a way of people getting popular or drawing attention. And it's, you know how they say, like, hey, any kind of press is good press or whatever. It's like they're just taking that to the next level, where it's okay. You want to say something controversial, something that you know almost nobody agrees with, right? And you say that, and you say it enough times and loud enough, people are going to come crawling to argue with you, and you're the voice, right, that they're trying to argue against. And if you're good at it, if you're good at that, then you can actually get a good following because of that. And that's what a lot of people in all forms of media, social media and stuff, will actually do. So if you don't like that kind of content, then don't share it, because you're only actually promoting what that person is trying to accomplish, because they're not actually trying to promote that opinion. They're just trying to be popular, right? So anyway. And here's what I feel like when I hear one of those takes.
Did he get a soundboard? Did somebody buy
Yeah.
him a soundboard?
Yes.
Did.
Did you see his post? Yes, that was
Yeah.
one of his gifts.
Cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It got me that for Father's Day. So,
I blame Kaitlin.
It's all Caitlin's fault.
yeah. Hey, look, we're gonna have some fun with this thing. I haven't even had a chance to really set it up yet, but y'all will all end up having a button on here. Like I implemented Lupa's howl. You know, everybody will have a special button. I don't know what it's gonna be.
I don't want to know
yet.
what mine's gonna be. Fuck.
Probably a white. If I could go get a White Claw and like.
She
record
doesn't
opening.
even like White Claws.
You don't like White Claws? You already
I don't
drinking
like
White
mixes
White
Claw.
it.
Claws. Like I
She
don't.
mixes
drink
it with
White
something
Claws.
else.
I drink hard seltzers, but I don't drink the brand White Claw.
guy.
Like I don't
Oh,
do it.
okay.
Mav, just have a stack of cans knocking over. That'll be her.
There you go. When she accidentally
Wasn't there
knocks
like
them
a
over.
show a few
Actually,
weeks back when I like
or-
threw it in the trash can? It made, like,
Or
that
you can have
horrible
like the
noise.
sound of her cup always hitting the table.
Oh,
Yep.
No, that
I've
works.
gotten better at
Ting,
that.
ting.
I know
Bomber.
you have
I've
gotten
better at that. It totally used
Yeah.
to be a thing though, because everybody would be like, "What's that?" noise?"
Absolutely, it was
Oh,
just
sorry.
ting 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 ting.
My cup has a rubber base, so it doesn't make that ting. So
Oh, yours comes with a rubber. That's good. That's good.
Mhm. We like
I'm
rubbers around
protected.
here.
Protected. That's good. I like
We
yeah,
do.
I don't need a rubber, but it's all right.
that. Same.
We got a $2 super chat from Flame. It said, if we would just repeat ourselves, maybe it'll be so, quotation marks. He's talking about the trolls out there trying to make
That's true.
trying to make things
Yeah.
possible.
Xbox just bought Ubisoft. Breaking news.
Hey, dude,
No.
will it
You
into
just heard it here
existence
first.
so we can get Splinter
Heard it here
Cell?
first.
Let's make it happen, because Ubisoft doesn't know what to
Dude,
do.
Sam Fisher's dead.
Dude,
He's gone.
shut
He's
up.
in the
No,
fifth.
he's not.
He's gone.
Shut your
No, he's
mouth.
not.
Ubisoft.
How dare you.
They're
Ubisoft
making
burned.
an
Shut up.
anime. They've got him in other games.
You could be in an anime and still be
He's still
dead.
alive. No, he's alive.
He's
He's
dead.
coming.
Kick him.
He
Kick
showed
him
up and
out.
killed him.
Kick
Literally,
Bomber. I told
they
you not to
put-
bring him in here. Look at this.
They put him in a mobile game. He's dead.
Nope. Not dead. That means he's still alive. Thank you. Thank you.
Bad take.
Boo Bomber. Boo Bomber.
No, look. I want a Splinter Cell game, like legit.
You
Splinter
don't
Cell,
deserve one. You don't deserve
Not
one.
no pathetic open world game, because I know exactly that's what they'll do, which will be stupid because that's just Ubisoft. They'll be like, oh, open world. You want Sam Fisher open world? No, you don't. Nobody does. No, don't do that.
Yeah.
They had a Splinter Cell Easter egg in one of the Xbox trailers.
I heard there was like a sound somewhere. The sound popped up in something.
Yeah, when they were doing the Yakuza, when they got towards the end, you can hear the night vision goggles activate, and then
Why would that be in a Yakuza video?
they just randomly picked it at that point, and then they had and then just a little bit later when they were showing like games, there were 3 green dots right at certain points of the games, and so I was just like,
Next
what
C3.
What are you doing there, freaking Microsoft and fucking Ubisoft? You sons of bitches.
I mean, I'm all for new IPs, so I mean, I'm not one to beg for a game.
Beg
like
with
Splinter Cell,
us.
but I mean, I know that all of you guys are really excited for it, so I mean, that's cool. But it's not something that I think is necessarily like super needed. Like, I would much prefer new titles, but that's just me.
Got plenty of those coming too.
Yeah, I know.
Plenty.
Yeah.
Now we do.
Yeah,
2 years
now
ago
we do.
did not.
Yeah. Shoot, last
Yeah.
year we'd even know. So we're good. We're finally getting to that point.
Me,
which is
me
a
and
good
me
thing.
and Pong knew.
We did.
Y'all were just hoping. That's all that was.
No, no. We had
Praying,
this discussion.
Praying.
We should have the trademark for Golden Age of Games. We should. I'm just saying.
We should.
It's
We should,
coming.
actually. We should.
Now, lady, I remember you said you had something you needed to discuss.
Oh yeah, we want to talk about that. I think that it's kind of, I mean, for me as a female in the gaming world, something like kind of to bring up, I think, is the backlash that I'm seeing on Twitter about the way that the new AI looks in Halo, and how I'm
There's too many
seeing all of
clothes on it.
these like, oh my god, it doesn't, look like Cortana. She has too many clothes on, blah, blah, and I'm blown away that this is still something that we're hearing.
Yeah.
She doesn't look female enough, just like the same shit we got about Aloy. Like, why does she look so manly? She looks bigger, she looks heavier, or this Cortana's not as pretty as last Cortana. Like, why is that even a narrative right now? And I think that it's something that not we as gamers, because I guarantee there's not a lot of females out there having these thoughts about it, because I saw her and I thought she was cute as a fucking button. I was like, oh my god, she looks absolutely adorable.
That look,
Yeah,
Her
that like
Her
I
little
have that
attitude.
face. Like,
She
I
had a little
swear I
attitude.
make that face, so I'm like, oh, she just made the face that I make. But I hate seeing that still to this day, and I'm wondering, when is it ever going to stop? Is that
No.
ever gonna be a thing that isn't in the gaming world? Like, I am so
Look at
tired of
Twitch right
seeing
now.
it.
Look at Twitch right now.
Oh my god, if we
What's the biggest seller
Yeah,
right
bro.
now, right? That's the hypocrisy, right?
but that's not gaming.
I understand, but it's the old sex sells thing, and there's a reason why that's still true to this day, because it kind of does. I'm not defending it because I think it's stupid as hell, right? Whatever. It should not freaking matter, and it should not even be a topic, right? It's dumb as hell. But the point being is why is it still around? Because men are always going to be a little bit more immature when it comes to that shit. Period. I mean, it's just one of those things.
You also gotta think. Look at all the old games. And we've always talked about it. Every female that was ever in a game had less clothing for all their like World of Warcraft. Like, the best armor was less clothing. Like, wait, what?
Yeah, and
Right,
that's
like,
always been a thing.
And it's like, that's what I mean. Look at Lara Croft. She wears nothing, yet she's out in the wilderness. Like, what? Like, no, she's gonna wear some pants and a long
Could you
sleeve shirt.
imagine
I'm
the
pretty
bites that she has on her legs? Just saying.
sure. Like the bites, the cuts. I mean, she would just be exposed. It'd be kind of stupid, but whatever. That's in the way they present her, and unfortunately, back then it was predominantly, I guess, man driven. So they were just like, oh, we need these. This is what this needs to look like. And it's definitely changing, but I think those sad people that are like, I need her to look hot. Why? One, it's an AI.
Exactly. Why?
Like,
I don't get it.
It's an AI. like, are you just really wanting to screw her? Is that your number one thing? Like, if so, just go on the internet. You can do a lot of things on the internet
You
right now.
guys
You can
all
go
know
watch.
that you fapped a little bit to Cortana at one time when you were a teenager. I mean, y'all can admit it.
The good thing I didn't, because I didn't care about her.
No, I was too old by then. I was getting real stuff, so it didn't matter to me.
Oh, there it is.
I mean, I even saw one where it was comparing like literally a side by side Cortana to the new AI and like the boob size and like why are the boobs different? Hey,
Well,
so guys, let me tell you something.
Real
I have a
secret, real
different set of titties than Kaitlin.
Correct.
Oh my fucking god, mind blown.
Actually,
Oh.
my mind is blown right now. I did
It's
not know
so
that.
crazy, so crazy.
And sometimes, guys, one is bigger than the other. Sometimes
Wow,
I
that's
know.
the thing. Like they're not. It's just
they're
I
not
don't-
equal.
mind
It's-
fucking blown.
It's stupid. It's stupid. And these are fake. These are all imaginary characters.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem that I think that's the problem we all have, is like, these are imaginary characters that you're just playing or just watching on a screen. Kind of like, you talked about it, like even on our show on Game Beyond the Box with the Mass Effect chick, which I don't know because I didn't play the game.
I think
You know,
there's just
same thing with
something
her when they did the
blue
remaster.
characters.
They changed her out, and they added all her different,
Miranda.
didn't show her derriere, but her bosom got bigger. Like, it's like, who cares though? Like, what does it really matter? Like, is that going to change the way you care about the game? No, it's not. But of course, people got a fap to it, I guess, and so that's why it's relevant.
I just think that it's just such a weird thing to see on the timeline
It
these
is.
days. I'm
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
why is this happening? So I mean,
Well, lady, I mean, I'm talking out of my depth because I'm a guy, right? So I take that with a grain of salt. But I think there's an unfortunate presumption in American culture. I can't speak for all cultures all around the world. I grew up in America. I'm an American. So, but from my perspective, there's an unfortunate ingrained assumption in many men, but on average, that media portrays open access to the objectification of women.
no, I agree.
And then so when you come up against these sort of like roadblocks, like if you're a guy and you get your blinders on and you haven't actually like spoken to many women or interacted with women as individuals or people with goals and dreams, irrespective of their bodies.
Women or
You
objects.
think like, wait a second, I'm supposed to have access to whatever the fuck I want about your body.
Yes.
And I find that unfortunate and inculcated, sort of ingrained aspect to American culture. And I think, like Pong said, and Boomer said, hopefully we're moving beyond that. Unfortunately, I just think we have to have these unfortunate conversations for a while longer until it just really gets hammered home. Like, dude, guys, you don't get to request pictures from a woman if she's on Twitter and doesn't have, profile pictures about her face. You don't just be like, hey, prove it. Fuck you. Like, it doesn't matter what this person's gender is. Just listen to whatever the hell they're talking about. If they're talking about games, listen to what they say about games.
Yeah.
You don't have open access to another person's body. I mean, it cuts both ways, but it's predominantly reinforced. Like Pong said, there's a market on the male side for access to, sexual gratification. I think more aggressively than it is generally on the female side. Again, I'm just
agree.
maybe speaking out of depth, but
No,
that's
I agree
sort of
with
what I
that.
see.
Yeah.
I'm agree with
Yeah.
that. Absolutely.
I mean, I think it's a thing industry wide, and I think it's something that we're trying to break through the barriers at the moment. Right now, we're seeing more and more females on the stage, and more and more of those females may not be, everybody's perfect 10. And it's really sad when you see the comments in chat and they're like, why is this heifer on stage? Why is, blah, blah, blah. She looks like, butter. And you just see it in chat and you're like, nobody's on there like saying this stuff about the men up there who aren't perfect. And I think it's just so sad that somebody like me, I mean, I'm not, fucking any, I'm a mom. I'm like a 30 middle-aged mom. So, I mean, I would never probably be on a stage, but it's so nice seeing somebody like Bonnie, like, up there, like in E3, like, okay, it's possible because, you know, she's an older, I mean, she's still really hot for her age, but it's just crazy to see this narrative that we see in the video game industry that is almost contradictory to itself, because you see those, you know, more attractive females, and then it's, well, she doesn't really play games because she's too attractive to play games. But then when the ones that aren't as attractive are up there, they're like, oh, well, she's not attractive, why is she up there?
Now there's
and
a gamer.
Such this weird, like, contradictory, like, fucking thing. And it's totally true, though. It's like just this weird, mind-boggling fucking thing as a female. Like, I'm like, I can't comprehend. I can't keep up with the fucking shit anymore.
And the funny thing is, it's me being a band geek since 6th grade all the way through.
I'm with you, Bomber.
Everybody kept telling me, "Oh, you don't look like a band geek." I'm like, "Well, what was that supposed to look like?" And the funny thing is, I was gonna tell you about my story last night. I was playing Diablo 3, and I was playing my I think it was my Demon Hunter, and it's a chick. My wife comes in, she looks up, she's like, "What are you playing?" And she looked at it, she's like, "Oh," and then she's like, "Oh, is that you're playing the chick? That's what you want me to look like?" I'm like, "No!" Like, what? Why is that even? No, I don't want you to look like a demonized woman. No, I really don't. That's not what I want. But like, I don't. It's just funny to see that. But like, you know, guys kind of get. I'm not trying to take it away from female, because absolutely we know that's an issue. Guys kind of same thing. It's like, you know, you have to be a fat, lazy slob to play video games. Like, you can't be fit.
I will
and
give
go
you that.
work
We
out
have that neck
and eat,
beard.
like, you get the neck
absolutely.
beard, fat slob. You're eating Cheetos and a Big Mac. You know,
I
right
blame
there.
South Park for that shit.
Oh, South Park. Oh, yeah, South Park. Absolutely.
I don't know
No,
what the
which
fuck people are
granted,
talking about.
the funny part is I've known some people that look like that playing World of Warcraft. So technically, they're not all wrong.
Such fucking stupid stereotypes, you know. It's ridiculous.
Oh, but yeah.
No, I like that take. Both of you, Bomber and Ray is how you go, right? I wanted to say Raph, but I know this
Yeah.
Ray, right? Yeah.
Ray. It's Rayfield, but yeah, Ray's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
We can just call him Ray Ray.
Nail on the head.
Ray.
Ray.
He's like, please don't do that.
Please don't. Please don't.
Go for it.
So
Ray. What's up, Ray?
I can tell you a
Okay,
little
Bomber.
funny story. The first time that Kate ever met my dad. Because
Not
my
that
dad's
funny.
That's a little funny. My
I
dad's
feel like
middle
anytime she says that, it's pretty funny. So.
I know, that's all I'm thinking.
my dad's middle
Really?
name is Ray. Okay, but he goes by Ray. So
Right.
she knew his name was Ray, but she asked what his middle name was. And I said Ray. So she says, so his name's Ray Ray? Anyway. She actually thought my dad's name was Ray Ray for a minute. Anyway.
I would have too, because she thought that would.
Yeah, because
would've
you
thought- I would've
literally
been
told
right
him
there.
I feel like
that
you
his
didn't
name was
get
Ray and that his middle name's Ray. So yeah,
Yeah.
okay, Ray.
That context on you, Matt.
Yeah.
It's totally
I should have
It's all on you.
explained further.
It's
Yeah.
funny because you think it's funny. Because
Right.
you're
No, it
just
was-
like,
it was
why didn't she
hilarious.
get this? And we're all like, no, that's super obvious.
Makes sense.
So now I gotta
Guys?
call Ray down here Ray Ray. But can we say Lil Ray Ray? I don't know why.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
sounds
No,
cool.
I don't. Go for it.
Yeah, Lil Ray Ray. All right, thanks for the
Little Ray.
thanks for the
only
in-depth
6'5",
breakdowns,
so it's
Lil
fine.
Ray Ray. 6'5"?
He's
6'5", Jesus.
250 pounds. You
It's
know,
perfect.
Then it
it's just like Tiny. You always name
Yeah.
the big guy Tiny,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
it
It's
works
like Little
out.
John. Yeah.
Yeah.
6'5", 450. Yeah, they call me the mountain in most places, but you can call me Ray Ray. It's fine.
Yeah, you call me Lil.
Lil Ray. Lil Ray.
Lil Ray Ray.
Little Ray. Oh God, we gotta stop.
Yeah, we gotta stop. We really do. So E3, right? No.
Hey.
That's our new thing. That's our new thing. Hey.
I know we went from like all sorts of things. We used to smell our fingers a lot. We stopped doing that.
We did.
It's a good thing.
I mean, there's only a few times that I've never.
Oh god, after the cartoon, that's good. Okay.
We do have 2 super chats to get to. Flame again with a $2 super chat says shows which one loves characters and another sucks. I don't remember which that was referring to, but I'm sure it was hilarious at the time.
The sexualization, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Sucks.
And Chris Jones with a $2
Crispy
super chat
sucks.
as well. C-Unit. How was the sandwich last night, Mav? Sandwich was incredible. Actually, I had 2 mini sandwiches, and they were great. Shout out to you, dude. And thank you to Kate for making me a late night snack.
Oh, was that
I had a
after
sandwich
after
last
we
night,
got off?
too.
After we had our
Hey.
sports talk
Hey.
on.
I made a hot pastrami last night.
Ooh, yummy.
Damn, that sounds
Love
good.
pastrami.
I love pastrami too.
Yeah.
Me and Pong had some debates on basketball last night, but we also had some cool
Oh,
stories as well.
Hey, my
Yeah.
sons are doing well.
And Chris Jones was in there too, as well. That's
Yeah.
why he did the Steve Kerr comment before.
Yeah.
Can I go back to the socks comment as a mom and take this totally off the rails? Because today I asked.
Because we already know what it's going to be.
I asked on Twitter how I'm supposed to get through my life right now with a 13-year-old and a 12-year-old boy going through puberty, because they're like at each other's throats all the time. First off, second off, I can't buy enough toilet paper, and I
No,
don't know
you
how
get-
to suggest
You-
socks.
no,
to
okay.
them.
No, do not.
Oh,
No.
God.
No, okay, no.
No,
Listen.
you don't want
listen.
those. You don't
No,
want
you
that.
don't want the socks. Number
No.
one, socks. It's just a bad idea. That's just
No.
for
Yeah.
anybody at home. If you're still using socks, that's terrible. There's plenty of really nice like hand towels that you can use. Way better.
I'll get those microfiber
saying.
ones.
Hey, look.
Microfiber not so great because they're that just doesn't work so well. Get just some nice soft hand towels. That's all you got to do. I mean, it's pretty simple. You could
So
use it
just
multiple
keep some hand
times.
towels in the bathroom is what you're telling me I need to do.
Yeah.
Is keep more
Or
hand
they can put it
towels?
by their bed, so literally, or whatever, wherever.
Look,
It's
they're
so
doing
funny
it.
because I went out and bought like flushable
Or just
wipes
tell 'em to
because
just
I
do it
thought
when they
he
take
was
a
just
shower.
pooping
I
a
mean,
lot.
whatever.
Like I just thought he was pooping a lot, and I was like, dude, we've gone through 3 rolls of toilet papers in 2 days. Like, what's happening? Like, and I'm yelling at them, and I'm laying in bed, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I bet that's what's happening.
No, they're
Like,
just
that's
wiping a lot. They're
Probably
just
what
trying
happened
to
to the
stay
box
clean.
of Kleenex. Like everything like just started like making
Yeah.
sense in my head.
Just put the rag next to the Jergens.
Exactly.
Oh,
That's all you got to do.
And they'll know that and then they'll be like, well, crap.
Yeah.
Then they'll
but then
find
you
a different
take,
place.
but
to
then
do it.
you take all the fun, right? Because
That's
then
true,
they're thinking
that's
about
also
Literally
true.
took
But
the
you-
toilet
know
paper
it.
out of the bathroom and was like, you guys have to ask me to use the toilet paper before. And then I was like, oh no, I need.
Oh gosh.
It would have
I'm
been
getting
worse.
so mad, Kate. Like literally, like 18 rolls of toilet paper in like a week. I was like, what is happening?
Okay,
in my
okay, that's a
life?
little extent. Like again,
Yeah.
just use a
That's a
regular
lot.
towel.
Whoa,
Like,
whoa.
you might as well just use a regular towel. Like just lay that
Yeah.
sucker out and just
Crazy.
have fun with it for a week. Like, come on.
Make sure there's baby oil
Yeah,
around.
for a week.
Because you don't want
It's
them
gonna be-
chafing.
It's
right?
gonna be
Sorry.
crunchy.
I'm mad
This
for derailing
is
your show.
stressful.
I'm
It's gonna be
sorry.
crunchy.
Lady, and you do know what your stocking stuffers could be for Christmas, right? So
Towels, obviously.
Fleshlights.
Really
Lights,
nice.
yeah.
yes, thank you, Bomber. I wasn't gonna say it, but if you're really progressive,
We know where it was going.
It's never
We
bring a
just
black light
destroyed-
into your house.
right?
Oh my god.
I have 4 boys. I have
They
4
must have
boys.
boys.
Oh my God.
Definitely never.
It'll look like
black
Bad
light.
Brew right
Oh,
now.
man.
Bright.
It'd
Shout out
it
to the
looks
new
like a rave
channel member.
Oh shit.
I don't know. That took like I thought that was gonna be like funny, and it took a total different.
I mean, we went with it. I mean,
I think we went a little. I think we went a little too far with it. Shout out to Chaos Theory, Cree. Welcome to the Speculators.
Yeah.
We're discussing
Charmin.
puberty and growth and
Hey,
the
hey,
don't want the
objectification
and Cortana.
of women.
we haven't lost any watchers, by the way. It's actually gone
Look,
up.
exactly,
So I think
it's
we're
gone
onto
up.
something.
Here's the late
Um,
night
Oh dang.
puberty talk.
Some people may need. I mean, hey, some trolls, if they're out there, they may need to listen to it. So just saying.
Well, if the boys are listening right now, use a towel, kids. Don't use the toilet paper, all right?
And
Don't
don't
use
make your
mom's
mom do
toilet
the
paper.
laundry. And don't make your mom
I
do the
buy
laundry.
really
Exactly.
expensive
Do your own
toilet
laundry.
paper because I like the best for my yoo-hoo.
I mean, that makes
Well,
sense. And again,
You like the
again-
chocolate drink?
And
I
if
mean,
you
hey,
use your socks,
the
make sure you
JJ.
take them off of
potato,
your feet
potato.
first.
It's okay.
Right.
I
Yeah.
buy Cottonelle.
I use like the wet wipes for other things. But
Oh yes, you gotta have the wipes.
All right.
You
I
gotta
use
have wet
Maker's
wipes.
Mark.
I just
brand.
found out not everybody uses wet wipes.
Make-
So you don't.
Makers is so underpowered. You guys got to get Everclear.
Everclear's for like high school when he made the punches all the time. Oh my
No,
god.
you don't mix. You don't cut it with shit. You just drink 95% alcohol. You have a great
I
time.
used, I used to drink 151 straight out of the bottle warm. So.
Oh my god! I
go.
drank 151 once in my life. Never
Yeah.
again.
Oh yeah. Used to
And
do
do you
that
know who
all
was
the time.
pushing it on me?
Y'all,
My
y'all remember
mother.
Clear Springs 190? That shit,
Oh, yeah.
that's
That-
that
that's
stuff
bad.
is nasty. Did y'all ever have absinthe?
Yeah.
That's
Yep. Oh yeah.
that's like
real,
gasoline.
real absinthe.
Yeah, real absinthe. Yeah, that stuff is like
Yes.
gasoline.
It was all about
Awful.
that aftershock shit, like with
Yes,
the
'cause that's
crystals on
yeah.
the edge, and it just tasted like drinking like just.
Do you remember when that was a
thick
thing?
Syrup.
Oh my
Yes, it was such a
Yeah.
thing.
Goldschlager. Goldschlager too with the
Goldschlager
gold.
and
Dude.
aftershock. They were like
Yep.
sisters.
Okay, so Goldschlager, I had that for my bachelor party. Holy,
Yep.
yeah, that was.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a good idea.
I'd always steal my buddy's wild turkey.
Oh,
Yes,
wild
that's
turkey,
good.
God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep,
Yeah,
now
that
we're-
stuff,
now
that
we're on
stuff
liquor.
is strong.
Yes,
Now
chat.
we're on
Now
a-
we're on
How do
liquor.
we go from masturbation to liquor?
Well, they go
Because
hand in
that's what
hand.
happened.
They
Yeah,
go
what
hand
I'm
in
talking
hand.
about.
You got a
Crunchy
bottle in
towels.
one. You got a
Oh
bottle
my
in one, and
gosh.
the other.
We don't want to talk about crunchy towels, so you know.
Yeah.
I think we just went after
Oh.
hours. Is this what it
Yeah,
is?
yeah, masturbation usually follows after liquor. Chris Jones
It
with a
goes
$2
hand in
super
hand
chat.
with females in video games.
Oh,
He says this is the real
Oh.
Xbox Ultimate After Hours. Shout out to you, dude. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's okay though.
It's okay.
Xbox had an amazing E3, didn't they? It was just so fucking
They
awesome.
did.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
amazing.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes, punk. Jaeger bombs too. Hell yeah, of course.
Pong had some
Yeah.
crusty towels after that show.
Oh, I have them all
I
the
had
time.
a few.
All right, Mav, I'll
I
stop.
mean-
I'll stop.
Well,
I'm
It's
stopping.
okay.
bringing it back to video games. Quick question: What is the next game like everybody wants to see? An extended sort of like Forza 5 Horizon deep dive. into?
Avowed.
Like, what's the
Avowed.
number one game they want to
Avowed.
see?
Avowed is mine as
Avowed.
well.
Stargate.
Stargate?
Starfield?
Are you? Have you had too much absinthe?
Are you drunk?
What the fuck is
New
going
video
on?
game fucking announced.
Stargate.
Stargate.
That has not been announced, Pong Soul.
I was taking us left. I was taking us left again.
Okay.
You really were taking us left. I was like, what the hell do you know, Pong?
right.
Yeah.
No, definitely Avowed. I see
Pong broke
Fable in
into it.
chat, but I know what Fable's gonna be. At least I hope I know what
Yeah.
Fable's gonna be. I don't know 100% what Avowed's gonna be.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
So
Avowed
that's
is
what I want to see.
especially
Perfect
since we
dark.
know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go. No.
No,
You talk.
you're fine. You continue. I interrupted.
Oh.
I apologize.
I-
I'll shut up.
Just only reason why I want to see Avowed, I would make it short and sweet, is because we have for the same in the same area, same studios, just in the house of Xbox. You have Elder Scrolls 6 too. So like you have these two games that may look like Avowed just gave you that feel like, okay, you got this magic, you have a sword, so it's like, holy crap, what is this? Got dragons apparently, or some type of monster. It's just, it looks like it could be that kind of type of game. So I want to see if that ending part where you do see the sword and you see him doing some type of crazy stuff with his hand to do the magic, if that is gameplay. If so, I think I'm probably already sold. But I definitely want to see like an in-depth, very similar to like Horizon. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Heck
Definitely.
yeah.
Evolved
That is
it.
definitely gameplay, for sure. 100%.
It looks like it. It
Because
looks like it.
that's
Yeah.
Pillars of Eternity magic too. If you know the Pillars of Eternity lore, that's right in line with how the magic is cast and stuff. I can guarantee you that was gameplay. It's gonna look freaking ridiculous. Oh my god, can't wait.
And that
Yeah.
Obsidian's been working on that since 2017 or so. Like if you listen to Fergus's interviews, he's sort of been hinting at we're working at a this big project behind the scenes, et cetera, et cetera. And then they got acquired by Microsoft, and I think Phil had mentioned he's like, we saw what they were, what they
Yep.
had cooking, and we loved it.
Yep.
So
Yeah. That
Heck
game's
yeah.
gonna
Oh fuck.
come- I think that'll be either a late 2022, 23.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't see it with everything they're coming out with the next year, unless they just do. I mean, granted, I know they can probably bring it out next year, but I think Hellblade's going to be that middle game if they can get it out next year. Probably not because of Unreal
No,
5.
I don't
but
see that happening.
That'll be
Yeah.
20.
no, Unreal 5 is the reason why that's not anywhere near close to even being started. Really.
Right. Yeah. No, I think Avowed probably slots right into spring 2023. After Starfield's going to take care of Holiday. I really think Phil wants at least one big RPG per year, and some years we'll probably get 2 bookends, but I think Avowed slides right into that spring 2023 mark. We should be seeing it next year at some point, so that'll be fantastic. I can't wait.
Yeah, just imagine all the games that got announced this year at E3 for 2022. So next year's E3, that what they didn't announce, like Perfect Dark, Avowed, Everwild,
I
maybe.
think we'll see Perfect
No,
Dark.
that's gonna be like
Yeah.
2025
I think
now.
we'll see that at a PAX.
Don't say that, Bobber.
I mean,
You really think they're a full revision, reboot of this game that they had no idea what it was anyway is going to come out in 2023?
If they're not changing the assets, I mean, they can reuse. They've already got everything built. If they could just figure out what they're going to do with
They
it,
can
yeah,
keep the
I think they could do it. I think they can make
You
it
think so?
before then.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
keep
so.
assets and then add combat. I think that's what they kind of wanted, and then then within the struggle of the teams, they're like, no combat, and they're like, no, we want combat, and I think that's where that why whoever it was got kicked out and then just got rebooted.
Well, hopefully whoever got kicked out was the one that said they didn't want combat. Just saying.
Right, yeah. I think it was but
a lot of these games are far away, but a lot of them are coming soon, and a lot of them are going to fill in the gaps. So,
Hey guys, it's already June. Like it's mid-June, and like
It's
I feel like
crazy.
it was just New Year's. Like these games are going to be here before we know it. So
2022 is going to be fucking insane.
crazy.
July. I'm just looking at July next month.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Ascent and Flight Sim. Give me a break. Come on. Just saying.
Yeah. Oh, and then in August you get Hades
August?
on Xbox and Game Pass.
Yeah,
too.
August Hades, and then August I think is
We've also got 12 minutes. 12 minutes is in
Yes.
there. Yep.
12 minutes.
Yeah, but you can beat that
then,
in 12 minutes though, so you know what I mean? Like it's not
then October we got Back for Blood. Jesus.
September. You got Diablo 2. Come on.
Yep.
Come
Yeah.
on.
You know,
Come on,
I am
people.
most worried about the co-op. The co-ops that are out there, because like I'm like there's so many
There's a
out
lot.
there. It's really going to
Lot.
be like pick or choose what you're going to put your focus into, because somebody like
Dark
me
Alliance on Tuesday.
who wants to play, I know, I mean I like to play I want to play all these games, and I'm like, but am I going to have enough time? Like I'm going to like be rejoining these games, like okay, I have my Halo people, I have my,
Right.
I have my Battlefield people, I have my Diablo people, like I don't know if I'm going to have enough fucking hands and cookie jars and all of the things to even be able to keep up with it at this point. And I think that not all of us are forgetting, but some of us have forgotten that some of these games were supposed to come out or were planned originally to come out way prior to this, and now we're just getting this like vomit of like goodness. And like I want that to continue, but I also don't have high hopes for that for next year, because I feel like
No, it won't be like every month like how it is right now. We'll get them. Like they said, what it was every quarter they were saying they want at least.
Yeah.
I'm
one
so scared of
big
people just being
AAA.
spoiled by this like onslaught of games that we're about to get.
But they will have third party and second party in between too.
Absolutely.
So it is still going to feel like an onslaught. They're going to have 1 to 2 games per month for Game Pass. It has to happen.
Yeah, it has to keep going.
Correct. So we're going to see this onslaught, maybe not first party all the time, but we're definitely going to see the onslaught. I mean, it's going to be nonstop from here on out.
I mean, I know these games are not ones that like everybody remembers, but like the Gunk, they showed it in their little slideshow. It's still for 2021, which I know we didn't get to see it, but shoot, it may be coming soon. Right. You got Scorn, which I mean,
when is Scorn coming?
It says
don't-
2021.
It still says 2021, but we don't have
Exo-
I
Exo
expected
Mecha
that one at
too?
E3. Like that was like my comedy. Slick.
I mean, that
was
little
like, "We're
thing
gonna
that
get 20
stuck
minutes
out
of Scorn.
is like,
we didn't.
I
We didn't
mean,
get it. Yeah, the noises.
I hate to say it, but
macaroni noises.
October is the spot, of course, because
it makes sense because it's
it
like
does
that
Halloween,
creepy,
that creepy,
yeah,
yep,
creepy, funky.
you're
Yeah,
right.
it makes sense. And
I
nothing
heard
at
they
what,
got
what's in
most of those
October this year.
sounds from
Back for
Twitch.
Blood.
Back
Yeah.
for Blood. That say that, and
And
then
then
you have Battlefield at the end.
Battlefield.
Dying
Yep.
Light. I mean, there's.
Oh yeah, Dying Light too. Jesus.
I know.
Yeah.
It's.
There's
Hold
so
on, that's
much.
December. That's December though.
Yeah, that's the
I
And
know,
that's- and that's
but
if-
it's like it all's
Right.
gonna.
That's if they
with
hit that mark, though.
co-ops, it's all gonna fucking like. It's not.
No,
it's
co-op-
not those single
Yeah,
players that
that's
I'm
true.
worried
Yeah, that's
about. It's the co-ops that I'm worried
Correct.
about. I'm like, there's so many that I want to play, and I'm like, can I?
Yeah.
Because I mean, how many of these co-ops are we still playing? Like we play Halo a lot. Like you want to get that. I mean, there's
Yeah.
people out who are playing Warzone. It's been out for a year. Like we're gonna get like a fucking
Warzone's
just
awesome.
shit on by co-ops,
Sort of.
and I don't know how I'm gonna be able to handle it and stay up with my friends because I can't play all day every day.
Oh, same here.
No,
Hey, same here.
Like my
Yeah.
friends, so it's just gonna be
It's-
like so hard to keep up with the ones that I want to keep up. I'm gonna have to be choosy, and I don't want to be choosy.
Yeah, a
So-
lot of these co-op games are going to be more of a like, okay, this weekend we're going to bust out this co-op and do play as much as we can,
Right?
and that's
I
you know,
have 1
it's-
hour.
The only thing I hope for, which granted, I know this game looks great, and it just, the enhancements came out today for most everybody. Xbox kind of got it a little early. Metro Exodus,
Yep.
got the update, and it's like
It's
90
gorgeous.
something gigs, and it's
Yep.
90 something gigs. It comes with 2 discs, by the way, if you decide to get a physical edition, just letting you know. If games are going to start being like that soon-ish, like if they do dedicate and put the ray trace, all that stuff in there, we're going to need some bigger hard drives, guys.
Yeah.
And there's only
Yeah.
one slot in the
Yeah.
back of mine.
Well,
so I'm just saying.
Stalker
Yeah.
2 is 150 gigs, so they've already announced
Yeah,
it.
And
that's-
Forza Horizon
that's-
5 is 90 something.
Right.
So did y'all see that that one of the sponsors of like was it Summer Game Fest or something was actually I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was Future Game Show was Western Digital Black, and it was a SSD that's usable on PS5 and also on Series X and S. It says PS5, Series X, S compatible. They didn't say clearly if next gen games
Yeah.
will work with that, but it seems like they are. And so they have a 2 terabyte option as well. It's probably
Yeah,
expensive
no.
as hell, but
No, because it's just
That could
USB.
be- Yeah, I could be wrong.
So it's
but
not going
I-
to work.
I feel like the
It won't.
Western Digital's cold storage, like in your Xbox Series X or Series S, you have to have that expansion slot to get the
Yeah.
games to run off the hard drive. They have to be
yeah,
loaded
they
onto-
advertise the way they advertise it at the end was like very misleading.
Yeah,
And-
Well, yeah, I
it's
mean-
very
Yeah, they just
misleading.
want you to buy it.
They want you to
That's
buy
fine.
it. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it'll be faster transfers
Yeah, I
on
mean-
and off, right?
Well,
Just
yeah,
like
it's going to be a
Samsung SD.
faster SSD,
Right,
but it won't.
right.
It won't
No,
give you that option
no.
to play straight
Right.
from it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you need the internal or the expansion slot so the Xbox can use that Velocity architecture and the BC pack and everything else that is what the console could use because it's the same IO. So
Yep.
they
That was
need
just
to
That's
have-
why-
Cycle. It's
Yeah,
that's hardware accelerated.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's
So-
why we need somebody other than freaking Seagate to make the expansion card.
Mhm.
Like we
That
need
is
it.
what I am waiting
And-
for at this point. And
And we need more than 1 terabyte. I hate to say it, but
Oh,
we do.
yeah.
I mean,
no,
these games
yeah.
are too big. I mean, and I know all these people. I know there's a ton of people. Oh my God, you don't need why do you have so many games on your Xbox? Because I do play them all. Actually,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you go through my list of games, which is only, I mean, you can only hold so much on there. I mean, maybe 10 on the internal hard drive on the Xbox. And yeah, I play each and every one of them. A couple of them are not Series X games, but they like Diablo. I put that on my internal because it loads way faster. If I keep it on the external, geez, it takes forever for it to load. So that's the reason why I put it on internal, to be honest.
Yeah.
So it's just we're gonna have to see some 2-3 terabyte cards.
Yeah.
soon.
Well, they have a 1-year deal with Seagate for these expandable
Yeah,
drives.
so
So,
that's, what, November?
November. So after November, so holiday.
Come
we'll
on, come
see
on, China. Come on, China.
what's
Let's go.
in
Let's
the-
get on it. Let's get on it.
Right.
right.
Let's see.
Give me 1
PNY,
exabyte. I'm ready to go.
PNY.
The reason I like it because the worst feeling is like when everybody's like, "Hey, let's play this game," and you're like, "Shit, I gotta download it," and you like you just uninstalled it 2 days ago to make space for something else.
I know,
and it's like,
that's
damn it, I chose the wrong fucking game to uninstall. You know
Lady
what I mean?
did that to me the other day.
happens.
I was like, I'm playing Warzone. She's like, I just installed it and then uninstalled it.
Yeah.
Right? I know.
Takes up so much room. I
Oh,
want
dude,
to
yeah, it
have it
does.
on there.
No,
Like
yeah.
I want to have it on there for those like moments when somebody's like, "Hey, play a game with me," and we have nothing to play. So I'm like, "I'll play Warzone."
But it's 200
Whatever, I'll
gigs.
do it. But fuck, it's 200
gone.
gigs, and I have a Series S. Like I just,
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
your whole hard drive.
ugh,
It's gone. I
it's
deleted it
just
permanently.
Not worth it to me.
No.
Like I did it, and I had it on there for a moment, and I can't. And like and that's a thing that I looked at some of these like specs for some of these games coming out, like Flight Sim, and I'm like, I don't know if I have the
Well, they
room
need
for something like that. And
No, exactly. Well,
Well, the good thing, Flight Sim's probably not going to be that big though.
103.
I heard that it was.
Yeah,
supposed
see,
to be,
that's not too bad.
But they need
and that's so weird to me when somebody says that's not too bad, because 2 years
Well,
ago I would have shit myself.
Well, for that type of game, I feel like it's not too bad
Yeah,
because all
yeah.
their stuff is all server based. But
Right.
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It is.
But they need to implement the BC pack where it does the data compression. So
Yes.
these games,
Could be a
so
lot.
they can be shrunk a little bit, and then we can be able to put more games onto the hard until we have a solution for a bigger hard drive. If someone comes out with a 2 terabyte or 4 terabyte, but until then,
Dude, and how much is that going to cost? I'm going to be spending like fucking more than I bought my
Or-
console for on my.
Or think about this:
storage.
when cloud gaming actually does what they want it
Yeah,
to do,
that's
and
what I was
all you
thinking
have to
about.
buy is a box that doesn't have a hard drive at all. You just download the license to play the game, and it just runs like it's natively on your box. How about that?
Right.
Oh,
Without
yeah.
installing.
Yep.
Just saying.
Right? Yeah, no, Cloud's right. Like I feel like the console should have had a bigger base storage in where we're at in gaming. I just feel like
It just would have been
coming
so
out
expensive.
with that.
So
I mean, I
expensive.
know it would have been. I mean, I get that, but also like, fuck, like
Like
I
your
don't know.
Series S would have been.
Yeah.
But we have to
$400,
buy it
$500.
anyways. We're buying it anyways. Like, I mean,
No, granted, but it's just like, I mean, which that was the whole, I think, issue to begin with. Like, Xbox, are they going to bring out $1,000 Xbox? Is PlayStation going to be $800? And it's like, consoles are just, you can't make them that expensive. I mean, you can make another one to be expensive, kind of like they did with the Elite with the Xbox
Yeah.
One. They made the Elite one, it was a little bit more, and you got the controller
I'm
and a
not
little bit better
expecting,
SS,
like a crazy
hybrid.
amount, but 500 gigs in this day
No,
and
that's
age, like
I'm not gonna lie, that
that's-
is stupid.
that's
should've
stupid. And I get that's why it was so cheap and affordable, but also like
It should have been
fuck,
1 terabyte at least for the Series S.
Yeah.
I agree.
that's insane to me. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll
even
probably
if it was
see-
512, but to not have a 246 gig
Yeah.
option, that's the frustrating part, in my opinion. Like, I don't want to buy $220 for a 1 terabyte. It just fucking.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You just slap two of them
exactly.
together. Like, I don't care if it's big. It's in the back of the fucking system. I don't care. I have to look
Right.
at it.
Exactly. Or have like sometimes I think I don't know who said it. It's like basically have like an expansion bay that basically it plugs into that expansion bay, but then it has like 4 slots to put like 4 of them in, so you can have 4 slots.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at
Yeah.
220 a piece, of course. So you definitely not try to condone that, but like just like have something where you could just put more than just that one card. Because I mean, as good as that is, it's just unless you do, like you said, have a 2 terabyte option in the future. I mean, hopefully that's something Seagate's looking into and other manufacturers.
We'll
as well.
get it. The question is just how much is it going to be, right? And
Oh, we
I
know
don't. The
it's
problem is like well, the
Come on,
problem is
China.
right
Come
now.
Come on, China. Well, you can do
Pay
it.
monthly. It's fine.
Well,
no one
the
cares.
There
Do
you
it with your
go.
phone. Fuck it.
Normally
Pay
with
another
things like this,
fucking mortgage. No one cares.
normally with things like this, we have the normal thing of like, okay, costs are going down. But right now, that's just not the way the world is, because actually costs are going up on everything because supplies are so low, right? So like cost of supplies and everything are actually going up right now. So it's hard for them to even drive the price down on anything. You know what I mean? Transportation, shipping, just everything is going up. And to think we could
Toilet
potentially
paper
get
for ladies.
bigger
I mean,
storage
it's going
right
expensive.
now. I mean, I hope it becomes possible soon. You know what I mean? But that's just like It's not the way it's looking right now. But if they could manage to get these cards at an affordable rate, like they really nailed it with their option, with it making it easy to expand the storage, right? So hopefully the technology and the cost catch up to the capabilities of the console, right? That's just what we're missing right now. We got a $2 super chat from, $5 super chat. Apologize, Chris Jones. I shortchanged you there, my friend. He says, can I play Halo Infinite and Battlefield with you all? Of course you can, dude. 100%. Love to play with you. We play quite a bit on Friday nights after the show as well. And then also, guys, we had a giveaway tonight where we were giving away 4 $20 Xbox gift cards for you to spend on whatever you please. And we have the winners. You guys DM'd Kate. Also, our channel members are automatically entered into our giveaways as well. So she has put all the names together and done a big spinny willy thing, and we got 4 names to shout out that have won a $20 code. So congratulations.
Pong Soul, Pong Soul, Pong Soul, Pong Soul. Yes. Thank you guys. No.
No, not this time. You usually win things, but not this time around, my friend. I'm sorry. Deadwolf, aka Mike from Noobs and Pros, has won a $20 code. Congratulations.
Nice.
To you.
All right.
Nice.
Alan at US Red Agent. Congratulations, sir. You have won a $20 Xbox code. Monster 530. He has also won a $20 code. And that's it. And no, one more. And Lord Ruffness at Ruffness69 has won a $20 Xbox code. So I'll be getting those codes to you guys. If hit me up on Twitter and my DM, make sure and I'll get you that code.
No,
Kate,
you hit them up. Don't make them do the work.
Okay, Kate knows your Twitter handles. I'll hit you up. Okay, I got it. I got a handle, guys.
I'll send them to them. I got it.
You got it? Okay. Hey, I don't even have to do anything. That's amazing. Love it. Congratulations, guys. All right. So this was an absolute blast. We can all agree that Xbox had a great show. It seems like we all saw different things that we loved. Real quick, we got that question that we're talking about. My one game I wanted to see that Ray mentioned is Perfect Dark. I really want to see more of that because I want to know what it is. We haven't seen anything, but I'm so intrigued. Ooh, hopefully so. And I want to thank everybody in the chat. We had like another fire chat tonight. Just everybody was like, I love when I see the chat and it's just like, you know what I mean? I can't even keep up. It's just like, man, all you guys are amazing. I see like Fonzarelli even here stopping in now as we're in. Neo, shout out to you. Chris, Eternal Umbra, Country Gentleman, Indy, so many people. Beer Baron. I like when I see new names too. You know what I mean? It's awesome to see new names actually. Sometimes people have actually been watching and then they all of a sudden decide to participate in the chat. You know what I mean? So that's really cool to see new people interacting in there as well. So shout out to all you guys and the channel members as well. You guys all rock. And another $5 super chat from the amazing Chris Jones. It says, glad the podcast worked out better and no disconnect issues. You guys all rock, of course. Yeah, dude. I jumped through hoops trying to make sure I changed VPN services. I had them come swap out my modem. I changed out my network switch. I had them test everything. We tried to make sure that everything is stable because I was getting sick of that shit. But again, guys, you are all amazing. Thank you so much. And I want to make sure that you guys know where to find our special guests. So starting with the first time appearance on the show, as well as, dude, just he melted my brain with this investment type stuff, and it's just absolutely incredible. Ray, tell everybody where they can find you, bro.
Matt, thank you so much. And then Xbox Ultimate, everybody on the show is super welcoming. What a great community. I'm just very appreciative to join the circle, have a chat. It was a ton of fun, and thank you for putting up with my long-winded finance explanation. I go down the rabbit hole. I get it. But it's just my passion. I love it. I love investing.
They put up with me, Ray. Don't worry.
Gotcha. if you want to hit me up on Twitter, it's at CMBR_Ray. If you want to talk investments, DM me. They should be open. I just love chatting about it. One caveat: this isn't professional advice. All it is for entertainment purposes. You got to say that in the industry. So I'll caveat that. I'm not soliciting business, but I'm more than happy to chat investments. Like if you want to understand what's going on with GameStop, or if you are thinking about buying a company, just shoot me a message. I'd love to see that. And then I am also writing deep dive analyses on video game companies. So anything ranging from GameStop all the way over to Sega Sammy, anything in between. If you're producing, selling, making, designing, etc., video games, and you're public, I'm going to try to take a quick look at your financials. And those articles go up on lordsofgaming.net. So they'll be sporadic because it is sort of timed on when those companies release their statements and file with their regulators. But if you check in there every now and again, you'll see me. So again, thank you everybody for having me on. Thank you for the chat. It was a ton of fun talking about everything tonight. I feel like we ranged a whole spectrum of topics, but it was really great. So thank you.
We went down some rabbit holes, that's for sure. And and I do feel smart.
Would you say socks?
From you being in the room.
Wait,
so
what?
thank you for that. Socks.
Crunchy socks. Crunchy.
I'm never going to look at socks the same way again. I'm a sandals guy from here on out, everybody.
They're your
Bomber.
bitch. No.
Dude, you're such an amazing dude, and I remember going back to being on when I was on Gaming Beyond the Box was my first guest appearance ever on a podcast, and you were there. I didn't even know your name. I didn't know who anybody was. I was like, hey, can you guys tell me your names? So you know what I mean? And it was like, dude, but we've known each other now for quite a while, and we play games together, shoot the shit with each other on Twitter. It's been fun just getting to know you the past year, it seems like, and I'm shocked when I find out you actually haven't been on the show, man. So it's so long overdue, and now that I knew your leg was about to be amputated, I had to make sure you had to get here before that happened, because who knows what was gonna be happening at that time. So thank you so much for coming on the show, dude, and tell everybody where they can find the Studley HR Bomber.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. No, I've been always wanting to be on this show, but I mean, it's usually I know always Friday nights typically end up being an issue a lot of times, because a lot of times my wife's off and we try to do some family stuff on Fridays, so it does make it tough. But tonight she's actually not even here, so it kind of made it an easy peasy when you asked. I was like, you know what? Hopefully she'll say it, and she did, so it was all good. But yeah, I love it with y'all. I mean, shoot, I know we pretty much every one of you I interact with on Twitter now. I got little Ray now, so yeah, we'll definitely be hitting it up there. So, but no, of course, everybody, you can find me wonderful Twitter at HRBomber1414. Of course, you can find me on Gaming Beyond the Box every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But honestly, thank y'all. I mean, it's super fun. Rabbit holes, love them. I mean, all kind of holes. We all love them, right? We love holes.
We love holes here on Xbox Ultimate Podcast. Amazing, dude.
Who doesn't love a good hole?
I'll be right. I mean,
yeah. Do you like? Oh, never mind. I'm not even
Alice
gonna say.
did.
All right, okay. All right. And first in my heart is my lovely wife, Kate. Hey, babe. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Where can everybody find you on the Twitters?
You could find me at KaitlinX0615 and here every Friday. And I want to thank our guests and the chat, who is always awesome.
Absolutely. Chat was, again, incredible tonight. And Lady AF, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at lady_AF. That's LAIDY_AF. You can find me here on Fridays with the Magnificent Seven. You can find me on Wednesdays with Bomber over there. Him and I are usually causing a ruckus with Gaming Beyond the Box. And then on Tuesdays, you can find me on the Players of Everything and Masters of None, occasionally with Psycho. So most of the time with Psycho. I'm going to just put that out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But yeah.
And also,
I got excited. My wife just got here and came back from her bunko game, and she won second place and got $30. So yeah,
What is
Yeah.
Rain up in this bitch.
Party
Hey.
time.
Bunko?
Party time.
Bomber, can
Go
you show us that little
Schlager.
dance? Can you show us that little dance again?
Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, bro.
I just want to know
Um,
what bunko is. Is it like bingo in Alabama?
It's like a dice game.
It's
that
bunko. It's just a dice game. It's really freaking addictive.
Ladies get together and play.
Oh, I've
Hey, the
never
first
heard
time
of
I
it.
ever played it was for a some type of raffle thing. I can't remember what it was for. I think it was for I think it was one of her best friends had cancer or whatever, so they were doing some big huge thing for cancer, and I ended up winning second place and got a TV out of it. So
Ooh.
Nice. Nice.
how about that, right?
Cool,
Anyway,
man.
sorry.
That's a great story.
Another off the rail.
And then we have the amazing Psychonauts, the mellow fellow from outer space with the deep tones. What's up, dude? Tell everybody where they can
What's
find
up,
you.
brother? Yeah, man. I just want to say thanks for everyone that came here tonight in the chat. You guys were awesome. Thanks to Bomber and Little Ray. You guys were excellent tonight. And Magnificent Seven, you guys are my family. Love you guys. Yeah, you guys can find me everywhere on social media at Psychonauts8. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Gamer Chat Podcast. Gamer Chat's one word. And you can find me on Fun Pop and here every Friday, 9:00 p.m. Eastern with the Magnificent Seven, talking about everything Xbox and gaming. Love you guys.
A little bit of masturbation.
Well, you know,
A lot.
Just a little
Only when
bit.
I'm here.
It's only a little bit. All right.
Hey babe,
That's the tip.
I don't think
Just a tip.
did we address when Lupa left? I don't believe that we did.
No, she's not feeling good, guys.
Yeah,
so-
she wasn't
Yeah.
feeling well, so
Yeah.
shout out to
She-
you, Lupa.
Her COVID shot, and she's
Yeah.
just taking it
Taking
easy.
one for the team.
Yeah. So shout out to Lupa as well. Thank you for mentioning that, babe, because I meant to.
Yeah. Mhm.
We do have another super chat from the Mag, middle-aged game guy, amazing dude. Love all you guys. I'll catch the replay tomorrow. Thanks, dude. And I heard he was on Crossfire, so
Aw.
we'll have
Thank
to go
you,
back and
Mag.
watch that, dude.
Good on you, Mag.
Mag, I
And
wish I'd heard you
another
more on
guy-
Crossfire tonight. I was
Appreciate
rooting
it.
for you in chat.
Another guy we gotta get on the show. There's just so many amazing people on the community, in this community that are just like, I want to talk to. I want them to sit in one of these squares. Pong, tell everybody you got. Can we put a time limit on this?
No,
You need
you
me
can't.
to like
Yeah.
buckle down because I'll like go mom on you.
No,
it's
gotta
okay.
be my
Hey,
score.
tell us every place that people can find you, Pong Soul.
Woo! All right, let's go. Let's go. First of all, Bomber, Ray, it was amazing to have you guys on tonight. Thank you so much for showing up. Always a good time. Mav has some of the best guests ever, and we always just, dude, it's like family here, no matter who we bring on. So this is always great on Friday nights. Thank you both for showing up tonight. Chat, you guys were absolutely phenomenal, on fire, like Mav was talking about. It was just scrolling by. You guys are having a good time with us. Love to see it. Thank you all for coming out and supporting us. Pong Soul everywhere. You can find me at Xbox, Twitter. Tomorrow is a filled day. So tomorrow starts off in the morning with Living Split Screen with my brother from another, I Steal Rain, 10 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, and then 3 p.m. UK time. Come check us out tomorrow morning. We will be there with bells on, and we don't expect you guys to have bells, but we'll give you all the bells you need. So Living Split Screen tomorrow morning. Then at 5 p.m. Central, I think. I'll be on 108 Dragons TV. He changed up his time. So check that out. I'll send out a reminder. I already did on my Twitter, but I'll be on 108 Dragons tomorrow night talking all things E3. Obviously, again, got the hype still rolling. I'm ready to talk some more. And then tomorrow night, the Shop Podcast with PTK Blam, Centurion, Fuzzy Belvedere, and Stegarilla, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. And then Tuesday, we got a big one with Mr. Boomstick over at the Xbox Factor Podcast, Zemi Games, and myself, and maybe 3-Bit. But otherwise, we are having a crossover with Rand L. Thor, the man with a million, and Jez are both going to be there Tuesday. So tune in for that, 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 o'clock Central Time. And again, shout out to 3-Bit and Lupa. Love you guys. Missed you tonight. Hope you're both doing better and get well soon. And we will definitely talk to everybody next Friday right here, Xbox Ultimate. Love you guys.
Yeah, dude.
You have a busy day tomorrow, Pong.
Absolutely.
Busy day,
man.
and the wife's youngest is flying in from California to stay with us for the summer. So it is definitely going to be a busy day tomorrow.
Your wife is a saint. She's a saint.
I tell her that all the time. She knows.
I mean, especially to put up with Pong. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
You know what it is? It's because of that nickname, Long Dong Pong, and
That's
right. So
they
don't believe
say,
the hype. Don't
They
believe
have
the
to
hype.
find you
Don't
handsome. They just have to find you handy.
Very true, Ray. Very
Now
true.
keep your stick on the ice, guys.
That's
so
what that gamer goose for, right?
Right, exactly.
gamer. All right. So 3-Bit again. Shout out to you, dude. If you're listening, if you're at home, if you catch this on replay, we do miss you, dude, and can't wait to have you back. And if you need anything, shoot us a message, bro.
We love you, 3-Bit.
Don't be a stranger.
Yep.
And we will see
Hit us
you
up.
all again next time on Xbox Ultimate Podcast. Bye, everybody.
Later, all.
Bye.
Bye, guys.